Welcome to That's Football. It's the big one. It's England against Switzerland in the Euros 2024 quarterfinals. Will this be the day that England arrive, or will it be the day where England say goodbye to this tournament? Well, Southgate hasn't let us down with his mundane behaviour yet again. I mean, he could take the joy out of Christmas. He really could. He's absolutely... I mean, look, I've got to be positive. I've been listening to Three Lions. I've been listening to Vindaloo. I've been listening to World in Motion for the first time this tournament. If he's not going to get me up for it, I'll get up for it. Nah. Yes, look, it's a weird thing. It's a really weird thing. Because you're probably the same with your country. When it's your country, you cannot fail to want them to win. It's a pride thing. But with Southgate in charge, it's just a balancing act of being absolutely frustrated and then wanting England to win. And I'm sure many people feel the same way. Let's have a look at this England team, which is just up on the screen for you there. Let me just pause it there so we can have a look at it. In fact, we've paused on Switzerland. We want to pause on England, not match stats. Let me go back. England and pause. So, look, the overarching thing here is for the fifth game in a row, he has picked 10 of the same players. It's not always been the same 10 players. Obviously, Mainu and Alexander and Gallagher got swapped out in the 6 role. But if we're being honest, nine of the same players have been picked every single game. And he's only ever made one change to this tournament. So, what are our thoughts on that? My thoughts on that are that he's a crap coach. I just need to get that out there, because if I don't get it out there, you live with this problem. It's like a game of tennis. Serve the ball back. He's a crap coach. Martinez, I'm not even Portuguese, is a crap coach. Southgate is a crap coach. We have played absolutely terrible in this tournament, and he's picking the same 9 players in every game. In every game, he's picking the same 9 players. So I think that, first and foremost, I don't know what to say in relation to that. It's unforgivable, really. But there's 2 things I've got a problem with this team. 3 things, actually. Why are we going to a back 5? It's an admission of being a coward. Like, why are we going to a back 5? He is not an attacking coach. So why are we going to a back 5? He's getting another defender on the pitch, basically. This is the prat we've got in charge of England. Like, getting another defender on the pitch, it's embarrassing. But when you do that, he compounds it by, you've got Saka at left wing back, who is basically a winger. So you put Trent at right wing back because he's the best attacking right back we've got. No, we put Trippier there. I mean, if I was Trent Alexander-Arnold, I'd be thinking, what was the bloody point in me coming on this tournament? Like, why are we doing this? Why am I not playing as the right wing back for England when I've won Premier League titles and Champions Leagues? I score free kicks. I create chances that some of the best players in the world can't do. Why am I not playing at right wing back, Gareth? Well, I think Trippier's better than you. You bloody don't. You don't. You genuinely don't. So I don't know what that's all about. I really, really don't. And also, it may not get mentioned enough, but the last England game I watched, Cole Palmer played well. I don't understand why Cole Palmer's not in the team. I mean, look, let's open it to the chat. Let's do an early poll, actually. Should Palmer have started? I mean, look, I'm not... The weird thing with me is... there's a lot of things weird about me. But I haven't been on the Cole Palmer train. Like, a lot of people have been saying, get Cole Palmer on, get Cole Palmer on, get Cole Palmer on. I think he's a good player. I was really impressed with him last year. But I wasn't, like, absolutely obsessed that he had to start. But I thought, in relation to his last game, when he came on quite early, I thought he played well. So I'm very surprised he's not playing in this game of football. And people would say, well, where does he fit in? Well, quite naturally, he plays where Bellingham and Foden are. One of those. Like, that is his position, really, for Chelsea, isn't it? So I don't really understand why Cole Palmer's not playing. A few of you talking about Ivan Toney. Well, was never going to happen, but you know, we've got Harry Kane up front, haven't we? That's the way it goes. DK is Swiss and says, let's go Switzerland. Brain and Hart say Switzerland will win, but I've got a bad feeling in my stomach. Sorry, but just for the behaviour of some Englishmen in Germany, you guys deserve to go out. I've not took any notice of that, mate. I think England are going to win. I do think England are going to win. I just do not believe that quality of, you know, individual can come to a tournament like this and play shit for 5 games in a row. I just don't believe that Phil Foden, Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice, Harry Kane can play shit 5 games in a row. It defies logic to me. So I think England will win this game because at some point we've got to play well. It doesn't mean we'll win the tournament, but I think at some point we've got to play well. So yeah, I think England will win. But yeah, I'm not happy with the lineup. I'm not happy with the back 5. I'm not happy that Trent Alexander-Arnold's not starting. I'm not happy that he's stuck with 9 players that have been pretty shit for 5 games. I mean, it's Roberto Martinez with an English passport, isn't it? Or the other way around. It's just, it's very, very disappointing. But, you know, my feelings have been quite consistent for a lot of years around this particular coach. I just hope that we can win because on a personal level, I want England to stay in the tournament. It makes it far more interesting when your country's in it. And look, if England manage to win the tournament a week on Sunday, there won't be any part of me that listens to anybody going, ha ha, Southgate sat you all down. I'll be too drunk in the nearest fountain I can find with my top off. I won't care because it won't be about Bellingham. It won't be about Kane. It won't be about Southgate. It'll be about me. I deserve this. People forget this. Like, there's no I told you so. You know, Harry Kane could lift his top up and go up yours, Goldbridge. I wouldn't be reading it because I'd be on TikTok with cans in a fountain and my top off going, have it. 3 lines on my shirt. I wouldn't care. So there's no sitting us down. There's no I told you so, because if England win this, I don't care about Kane. I don't care about Southgate. This is for me. I deserve it. Since a little boy, when I watched Stuart Pearce and Chris Waddle miss in Italia 90 and I cried, to 96 when I watched this Pratt miss and I cried, to 98 when my hero Beckham got sent off and we lost on penalties, to 2002 where we bottled it against Brazil and 10 men, to 2004 where Rooney's injury cost us the Euros, to 2006 where Rooney got sent off and that cost us the Euros. I've been through enough. I don't give a shit about Southgate or Bellingham or Kane saying I told you so. It's not your England, it's my England and it's your England. And if England win this, the only person I give a shit about is myself. So, you know, I don't care about I told you so, or, you know, well, what a way to support your team when you're being booed by your own fans. Couldn't give a shit. It's a very selfish thing when it's your country because it's a very selfish feeling when you win. And that's all I care about. So I will continue to berate this shit coach because I think we've got an amazing opportunity. And I just don't understand why we can't put some of our best players on the pitch. But ultimately, we might still have enough here. And I hope that we do, because at some point, these players have got to play like Harry Kane plays for Bayern Munich, or Bellingham plays for Real Madrid, or even better, Foden plays for Man City, or Rice plays for Arsenal. You know, some of these players just haven't shown their performance. Rit says, be positive. We have before. Positive about what? Says Rit. Look, I'm positive about anybody that wants England to win, like me. It's coming home, Vindaloo, nah, you know, but this is for me. You know, I deserve this. You deserve this. I couldn't give a toss about Southgate or the team because I don't think they deserve that. What I care about is Manchester United, obviously, and also England in this particular game as to whether we can actually do it. What's this about? Donny van der Beek? Donny van der Beek. Girona and Donny van der Beek is based on add-ons and could go up to 4/5 million based on appearances this season. Also, so how much are we getting there? Let me have a quick look. I've just had a message about something else here. I mean, I'm not really that interested in that. I'm more interested in England, to be honest. I don't know what Fabrizio Romano's doing, tweeting about crappy little transfers. We've got a big game of football going on. He's going for 500k. Oh, get out. I couldn't give a shit. I'd rather, I tell you what, I'd rather he go for nothing. I'll say to Girona, 500k, you may as well piss on my grave. My dead dog's grave. I'd rather you that's what that is. I'd rather you give that money to charity than give it to me. 500k for Donny van der Beek. I will rather you gave that money to charity, to be honest, which is a good thing to do. In fact, I'd rather you threw it off a cliff. It can jog on. Who is the worst England manager, Mark? Well, I don't want to talk about that. F you. I just want to vent about the team that he's picked. Ultimately, we do need to get a little bit positive now. Ting says, I'm saying we win, we lose 0-0 on penalties. Hi, Mark, I'm Irish. I'll be supporting Man United team players. Common England, says Connor. Thank you very much, Connor. And also, what is more enraging, the back five or the fact that he's reconstructed the same lineup? I love this. Chiri, I absolutely love this. I love the fact that you're switched on. All week, we've been hearing that Gareth Southgate is going to revolutionise the team and all bets are off. He's picked the same fucking 10 players that he started with last week and he's just shifted them around. He's played musical chairs with the same bloody people. And actually, he's not done anything revolutionary. He's picked the same bloody players and gone more defensive. It's a great comment by Chiri. It's exactly true. All week we've heard about, oh, I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to change it up. I'm going to make things better. And he's basically picked the same players in a more defensive situation. I mean, I was just having something to eat before we started, and I had the BBC on, and they got Lampard, Mika, who I like, Rio, and Lineker. I don't know how you lot put up with that, day in, day out. I don't know how you listen to that. I mean, I've played the game. We've got to do this. We've got to get at them. Ooh. I just like absolutely crap analysis. There is you get nothing from them that's actually real. In the sense of what Siri's just said there, or what we've been talking about for 20 minutes. Where is Trent Alexander-Arnold? Where is Cole Palmer? Where is the big changes? He's picked the same 10 players 5 games in a row, and he's gone to a more defensive setup in a quarter-final against Switzerland. We ain't playing prime Brazil, we're playing Switzerland, and he's gone to a back 5 because you know what he's done? This is what England does. We look at the opposition and look to stop them. That's what we do. Switzerland are very good with a back 5. It's a 3-4-3 on the attack, and it's a 5-4-1 on the defence. And what does Southgate do? Get me tapes of Switzerland, let's copy it. You don't hear Lineker or Rio or anyone else talking about it. All they're talking about is bloody blockbusters, or, not blockbusters, dam busters and the Great Escape and all that shit. You know, where's the actual tactical analysis of what is absolutely bloody terrible, if I'm being honest with you? But look, hopefully the players can defy the odds and win the game on individualism. Saka down the left wing back is one of the weirdest things I've seen this tournament, says Sanic. Well, don't get me started on Luke Shaw. Don't. Well, you just have. I mean, I purposely didn't want to talk about Luke Shaw, but he's a Man United player who hasn't played since February, who really should have been in Mykonos or Dubai getting ready for the new season and starting training with Man United on Monday. He's been on holiday in Germany for 6 weeks and will then go on another holiday after this and be late to pre-season for Man United. For what? For fucking what? What was the... At what point do they talk about that on the BBC as well? At what point do they talk about the absolute criminality of taking Luke Shaw to a tournament when he's not even fit for the quarterfinals of it, and there was never any guarantee that we'd even play in the quarterfinals? It's incredible to me. Klopp for FA job, says Cavu. I'd love Jurgen Klopp as England manager. Tony comes in and changes the game, but he's not mates with Southgate, so of course he won't play, says the HPN. Yeah. Well, I agree. If we win, wait for the back 6 against Netherlands, says Luke. Is it definitely a back 5? Has it been confirmed, says Hugh. Well, yeah, Hugh might be onto something. It might not be a back 5. I mean, we're hearing it's a back 5, but basically it is the same team as last week. So it could be a back 4. We can live and pray. Nick P says, I think Southgate's a genius. He's fooled everyone into thinking he's masterminded a new system and style. Raven says, how are your streams always ahead of mine? I'm on ITV. Well, the game's not started yet, mate, so it can't be ahead. Sturman's got a very card-specific thing here that's gone above my head. Southgate would fold aces to pre-flop a mini raise. Okay, you've got to know cards for that. Nigel says the Donny van der Beek fall-off has to be studied. And Callum says we would have had this left-back predicament if we had bought. We wouldn't have had this left-back predicament if we'd bought Mitchell or left-back Leif Davis from Ipswich. Leif would have been perfect for a back five, says Callum. Thank you very much. Who do you think was worth Southgate or Hodgson? Foden said a 5 that can go into a 4, says Robert McCormack. It's revolutionary, Robert, isn't it? You know, modern footballers can change formation in game. Wow. Why isn't Wan-Bissaka getting the call up, says Braden. I mean, it doesn't start for Man United, mate. If Switzerland win the Euros, Xhaka for Ballon d'Or, says Drin. Thank you very much for all the super chats that are coming in, by the way. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Let's have a quick look at the Swiss team. I mean, look, I've not mentioned it on this stream, but I've actually got Switzerland as my sweepstake team. So, I mean, a win's a win, isn't it, if they win? But Sommer, Rodriguez, Akanji, Shah, Abisha, Xhaka, Freuler, Endoy, Fargas, Reeder, Mbolo. I did hope that they might change their front three a little bit, because I think Vargas and Endoy and Mbolo are very, very dangerous. I mean, I think if Ralph Rangnick had one of those players in his front three, they'd have been a very different team, because Austria just didn't have any pace in the final three. Switzerland have got three really energetic, fast players in their front three, and that could be problematic for England. So, yeah, they've gone about as strong as they could, and I mean, you would do anyway, wouldn't you? Zakaria on the bench for Switzerland. Whatever happened to him? Okafor as well. He was meant to be a good player. Shaqiri's on the bench. But, look, England's got a good bench. England's got a good front 11. It's just whether they can actually play well. Southgate is a pen and England the paper. Use it, says Ritmo. What would your lineup and formation be? I'm a dumb American who knows nothing and learning, and I'm buying a book, says Christopher. Foden. I mean, look, my team today for England would have been very, very different to the one that is on your screen at the moment. I would have gone with a back four. I would have gone Stones, Konza, Saka on the left at left back, and I would have gone Trent at right back. I would have gone Rice, Mainu, and I would have gone with Bellingham, and I would have gone Palmer on the right, and I would have gone Gordon on the left, and I would have gone Kane up front. I almost forget the fact that we don't play a left winger. I mean, I suppose with a back five, he almost can use Saka as a left winger, which I do quite like, but he just won't change the players, will he? So I think that there's been so much about this tournament that has been massively frustrating. Watching Portugal play and just be so submissive to certain players, when you've got players on the bench like Jota and Neto that can change the game and they can't get on the pitch. And then it's the same with England. I think we've got players that could really change the game for us and make us more entertaining to watch. And they just won't change it. The nepotism in this tournament has been incredible. And if you don't know what nepotism means, it basically is favouritism. But it's not just been with England. We've seen it with the Netherlands to a certain extent with Memphis. I don't know why Memphis plays up front for the Netherlands. I mean, Weghorst has done very well when he's come on. Xerxes not been given a chance. Brobby's not been given a chance. Obviously, the same happens with England. Just the same players being picked all the time. And Portugal, I think they're worse than us. I never thought it would be... I never thought I would say that there's a coach in European football that is worse than Southgate in relation to picking his favourites and not making subs. But Martinez is the actual, GOAT of that. Just incredible. Two things, hard cider or an IPA during the match. And has there been any Agate update, says the Illusion. No updates on that. Donny van der Beek is apparently going to Girona. Hey, Girona. He's going to Girona? What, the Girona that's owned by Man City? Is he going to Girona, Van der Beek? That's a weird one because they're owned by Man City if that's where he's going. Yeah, I'd go with the IPA illusion and no updates on Agate. Sending love from Singapore, says Russell. Thank you. England litmus test today. Switzerland is a better, cohesive and balanced team. We need to start Palmer, says Rub. Mark, I wish you and your family well, says Nabil. He says you look old but better. And Southgate hates it when he goes on dating apps and see girls have no DMs in their bio, says Bart. Thoughts on the Donny deal, says Mario. Look, he needs to go. Wherever he goes, he needs to go. 100%. I'll just have a quick check here. Let me just put that out. Get your score predictions in. I'm going to actually do a poll. Yeah, I will do a poll. I mean, everyone's going to vote England because a lot of people want England to win. Right, let me have a look what people had to say about Cole Palmer. Oh, I closed the poll, didn't I? Idiot. Can't remember. I think a lot of people wanted Cole Palmer to start. Who wins? Who goes through? Let's have a look. We've got England and we've got Switzerland. Start the poll. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way, as well. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. We are currently only 150 subscribers away from 208,000. So please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. My match reaction will be obviously after this as well. We've had a few of those so far in this tournament that have raised a few eyebrows. Hopefully, I'll be doing my first What a Performance from England. Where's that been? We've been waiting for it for ages. Let's have it. I deserve this. Southgate wears oven gloves to make the toast, says Dance. So thank you very much for that. Thanks for your super chats, of course, as always. It's coming home, says Lewis. Are you feeling confident, everybody? Are you feeling confident? I think that Switzerland are gettable today. I think that with regards to the match and how it pans out, I think England have started every game really badly, apart from Serbia, which feels a long, long time ago. So I think that realistically, we're going to learn a hell of a lot about this game very, very early on, because I think if we can start well, then, you know, maybe it can be a new path. But I think if we start badly, like we have in every single game so far, we see what happens there. People start to get nervous, don't they? So my score prediction, look, both quarterfinals so far have gone to extra time. And my big concern is, when's the right time for England to score? Let's look at it tactically. England, in every single game so far, when they score, they defend. When they go ahead, they defend. So we equalised against Slovenia. We scored very, very quickly afterwards, and then we defended. We scored, again, I can't remember. We scored against Denmark, and then we defended, and they scored. So we are very, very defensive. And if we score first, I worry about the momentum that Switzerland will get attacking us. I almost think Switzerland scoring first might help it. I actually think we're better when we concede first, because then at least we've got the momentum when and if we equalise. But I just get. I've said it all week. I can't move away from it. I said it on the podcast. I've said it to you a few times as well. I'm convinced that we will win this game. There's not really any logic to it. I just think we're actually going to see a good performance. And what I will say tactically, and they're just showing it on the screen here, one of England's big problems is playing out from the back. Pickford. It's been picked up by us about 3 streams ago, and lots of people have spoken about it. He kicks the ball long a lot. He refuses to play out from the back, and that is something that needs to massively change, because at this level, he might get away with it with Everton because of the players that they've got. But when you're playing at international level with good players, you can't bypass John Stones and Declan Rice, with long balls. You've got to play out from the back. They're used to doing that. You know, John Stones plays with Edison. Declan Rice plays with Raya. Like, we need to play out from the back. And I know it's only a little thing, and there are far bigger things, like why is Trent not playing at right wing back, or why is Cole Palmer not starting, why we're not using a natural left-footed player. There's a lot of things there, but Pickford doesn't play out from the back, and he needs to start doing that, because kicking a long ball up to Harry Kane, who isn't fit in my opinion, is not a good idea. But I agree with Ali. That comes from that 100% comes from the manager. I've played the game, right? And I remember coaching an under-12s team. It was actually my daughter's team. So it was girls football, under-12s, a few years ago. We had a goalkeeper who was really good, but their kicking wasn't very good. And they used to get quite panicky about it. And we said, well, it doesn't really matter, because you don't need to kick it long. They were only good at kicking it out of their hands, and they had a bloody big kick. But, you know, goal kicks, they couldn't kick them very long at all, and they couldn't get any height on it. And we used to say, it doesn't matter, because we don't want you to do that. We're going to get our defenders to split, and you're just going to pass it to them. And we didn't want it to get kicked long, because it's just a 50-50 ball there. Whereas if you knock it into good players and you play through the back, we've got the players to do that. Why does Pickford not do it? Because Southgate tells him not to do it. Which, again, is just a bloody waste of time when you've got the players that we've got. We've got really good footballers for England, and we should play football with them. Nova says, quite rightly, you can't play out from the back without tactics. And Mark, Lando Norris, George Russell and Lewis Hamilton start 1, 2, 3 at Silverstone tomorrow at their home Grand Prix. Let's hope England can do it. That'll be a good race, Rebecca. I will give that a watch tomorrow. I would pay good money to see whatever Foden has on Southgate. He must have dodgy pictures of him at the moment. You know what? I don't like Man City, Jim, but I do like Foden, and I think he's just massively misused, if I'm being honest. Make sure you give us a follow if you're on TikTok, subscribe bottom right hand corner, and do share the video. We've got nearly 20,000 watching on YouTube already. This is going to be a big game. We're up for it, England. I'm convinced we're going to win. I've listened to Vindaloo. I've listened to World in Motion. I've listened to Three Lions. And I've listened to Tina Turner, Simply the Best. Not because it's an England song, but I'm convinced she wrote it about me. I deserve this. I deserve an England victory. I'm going to be really selfish about this. I couldn't give a toss about Southgate. This is about what's best for me. I'm English. I deserve to have England win, and I don't deserve to be frustrated again like every tournament in my life. And you do it, you deserve it as well, of course, but you're secondary to me on this today. We deserve this. I deserve this. Who do you prefer as goalkeeper, Pickford or Sommer, says Luke? I don't see enough of Sommer, to be honest with you. Max Kellerman says his hatred for Trent is unhealthy. Well, he's never liked Trent, has he? He's never liked Trent. I think Southgate's petty. Southgate puts his phone on low power mode at 99%, says Lucas. Southgate wears a hard hat when he changes a light, says Shax. And Southgate wears oven gloves to make toast. We've done that one, of course. Right. It's weird how we're here to... we are yet to hear anything about Man City, says Akshay. Well, they're not in the Euros. Oh, maybe he's talking about the 115. Southgate only eats the crust of a bread, says Mark Goldbridge, and our style of play has been stinking this tournament. We don't deserve more. We don't deserve more of that, says Robert. You know what? All I want from this tournament is to watch England play a good game. If we were to get knocked out today and play badly, then we haven't had a good game in this entire tournament. Like, selfishly, I just want England to play a good game. Is that too much to ask? I don't think it is. I really don't. But, you know, maybe it will be. I don't know. Irish lad, I'm not going to read any of your chats. So just, you're wasting your time. You can keep doing them. I won't read any of them. You got blocked for a reason because you're boring. Southgate wears a Johnny when he has a tug, says Sam. Oh, God, it's only 5 o'clock, mate. Lots of people saying that Switzerland are going to cook you on TikTok. Okay. Look, if we get cooked by Switzerland, we get cooked by Switzerland. It's Toblerone FC. You know, can't beat a bit of Toblerone. But today, we need to ram that Toblerone right up where the sun don't shine, and maybe they enjoy that, but we don't want them to enjoy this game. We want to get at them. Switzerland have got some good players. You know, Akanji is massively underrated. I think he's a really good player. Jacques has been fantastic. As I say, I like their front three. They've played some really good football, and if we play anything like we've played in the last few games, and they play anything like they have, they'll win it quite comfortably. But I'm quite confident that, well, I'm not confident. I just think England are going to win. You know, I've got this hunch. And when I get that feeling, I tend to be right. And I think I'm going to be right. Southgate wears safety goggles when making a cup of tea, says Enrique. Southgate thinks a Qatari is a zoo. I think we need to stop with the Southgate stuff, because if he beats Switzerland, he's going to sit you all down. The USA hate Berhalter more than you hate Southgate, says Ishmael. And if we don't get a hold on Xhaka, he's going to be dictating the tempo of the game. I question Rice's technical ability, says Matt. Thank you very much. Do something about it, Mark, says Irish lad number 2. Mate, I'm seriously, you are really boring. Like, so I don't know what you think you're adding to a watch along. We're here to talk about football, and you just come out with stuff that's not even funny. I don't even really get what you're doing. Valentino, thanks for the follow. Laugh, wish England to lose. I'm sure there's a lot of you wanting England to lose. I guarantee it. But that's fine. I don't think you're going to get your way today. But that's fine. Care says, what about Luke Shaw? What about Luke Shaw? Not fit, mate. Clearly not fit to start in a quarter-final. What was the point in bringing him? Absolutely ridiculous. But, you know, there we go. National anthems at the moment. I can't hear it, so I'm not going to stay. I'm not staying quiet for something I can't hear. That's just weird. If it's a minute's silence, I'll always stay quiet. But I'm not staying quiet for a national anthem that I can't fucking hear. What's the point in that? There's no point in that. Exactly. You're right. Pointless. Anyway, I'd rather if we were singing Jerusalem, I'd have a sing song. But I'm not massively into. I've got nothing along against the national anthem, but I'm not going to miss watching it or listening to it. Try to avoid Southgate. Don't look at his face. Trying to stay in a good mood. Come on, England. Let's be having you. Let's be having you then. Where are you? Let's be having you. Right. Get ready for the start of this game. I think the first 10 minutes is going to be key. Really key. And hopefully, it will be a good start from England. If we can get a bit of control of the game and make Switzerland just think a little bit, I think that's massive for us. I really do. England there. There we go. Every tournament, we turn an opposition player into a Pirlo type figure. Xhaka needs to be stopped, says Nick P. And in your head, change man, what does your family do when you're doing this? Will you be going on holidays and taking a break after the Euros? Mate, you sound like a stalker, with all due respect. Love from Vietnam, Mark. Regardless of score, let's get pissed tonight, says Rick. Rio Ferdinand saying Rice has been underperforming because he's not used to the quality of the pitches. Is the type of first-class punditry we pay our licence fee for, says Rob. Mate, I listened to 5 minutes of the BBC and I was like, I feel so sorry for people. Like, this is rubbish. Like, they never once spoke about why Trent's not starting. They never once spoke about, you know, he hasn't literally changed 10 players for 5 games in a row. They never once spoke about this, big changes, and actually it's the same team with the back 5. They never once spoke about Cole Palmer not playing, despite him playing so well in the last game. No, it's because the pictures aren't great. You could land a Hallier. Yeah, I'm not reading that one, Hewitt. Trippier over Trent is a joke, says Connor. Thank you very much for that. And what fans are more dissatisfied with the style of play, England or France? Well, I'm not French, Will, so I don't really know. Jeffrey says Switzerland 2, England 1. You saw it here first. Southgate will sit us all down later, says Rub. 2 games running, not getting my chats read out, says Nevster. Well, mate, it's very busy in the chat. I try and read them all. What do you think of... I don't know what that is. And what does you... Okay, thank you very much for that. Right, we're ready to start here. Get the timer ready. England to kick it off. Been waiting all week for this. Let's have it. Let's have it. We're off. Come on, England. Long ball from Pickford straight away. Good to know we've been listening. Long ball straight. First thing we do, give it to Pickford and he smashes it 50 yards out of play. Good old England. We're here to play football. I mean, what a symbolic way to start the game. You have the kickoff. You give it to Pickford, who basically thinks he's playing rugby. Saka's on the right, so we might be playing a back 4 here. Yeah, we're playing a back 4. Playing a back 4. I think. I'm trying to see where Trippier is. Yeah, good spot there. When do yellow cards get reset? After this game. So I think Kyle Walker and Bellingham are a risk for the semis if they get booked. We have got 3 at the back, apparently. But Saka's definitely playing on the right. So maybe Saka's the right wing back then. Or is it a back 4? Trippier looks like he's at left back. Jude, Foden, Mainu and Trippier are all on yellows, says Ettore. Thank you very much for that, mate. Legend. Thanks for all the follows on TikTok, by the way. Julian says he's Norwegian and he's rooting for England. Look at Switzerland already. I mean, it doesn't mean they're going to win, but they want to play. They want to pass. It's interesting what Foden's playing to the right here at the moment. It's interesting what Bellingham said. Not Bellingham, Foden said about the players are being asked to press but aren't pressing. I mean, I just don't believe that. I just think that's protection of the manager again. Because if the players are being asked to press and then they're not pressing, that means that they're not listening. Which would be, why would he keep picking... You know, you can always find the truth in a lie, can't you? So Foden says that, you know, the manager wants us to press, but we're not pressing. That means they're not doing what the manager wants. And yet the manager keeps picking the same players. So I don't believe that. Are you wearing your good luck bra, Mark? Says Camila. Mate, I wouldn't get a bra on me anymore. Not that I ever could. I mean, you know, I'm basically a vest. Flat. You know what? I really do have an urge for Toblerone, but I refuse to buy it. I'm not having anything Swiss in my mouth until after we beat them. Looks like it's a back 4 to me. Kyle Walker and Trippier are definitely right and left back. Saka's definitely right wing. Although Foden is very central, it looks like we're trying to play higher up the pitch. It's not bad. You know what? It's not a bad start by England, I've got to say. We are more on the front foot than we have been. And it's good to see Foden playing so centrally. Instead of drifting out. I mean, Foden's definitely not playing left wing. So we are playing a back 4, but I think we're trying to be clever with it. Saka with the cross there. Trippier's playing very high up. I mean, I'm sure the Swiss manager there is just having a quick look at that. Stian says, what do you make of Trent being out for Saka at left back? Well, he's not done that. Lovely play out from the back by Switzerland, and if he gets that wide, which he has done, they've played through our press very easily. Good defending. Konza. Switzerland were in there. That was lovely play by Switzerland. So not a bad first 5 minutes. We've got to be fair here. It's not a bad first 5 minutes for England. It's certainly been better than what we've seen. Some people are saying it's a back three. I certainly think there's something going on. It's hard. I mean, look, as I said, Switzerland play a back five out of the ball and then play a 3-4-3 with the ball. England, I think, with the ball, are definitely pushing Trippier on and splitting the centre-backs to a 3. But without the ball, I think we're transitioning to a back 4. No, it's a back 5. It's a back 5. It's a back 5. Look at Trippier's position. Trippier's playing as a left wing back, 100%. He's too high up the pitch. He's not a left back. Saka's playing as a right wing back. Trippier's playing as a left wing back. Because look at Foden's natural position. Foden and Bellingham are playing centrally. And Saka's playing as a wing back off the right. When they've shown the lineups, it's shown as playing a 3. Love the content, says Bill. Let's go Swiss, says Gal. And will Hoyland be back in training on Monday, Mark? No, he's got to have a bloody holiday, mate. Carl Walker's cross. Good. Whoa! God, I thought... Cameras are rubbish. I thought Akanji was putting that in his own goal. Can you say no hi to my nephews, Harry and Charlie, says Oddie. Hello to Harry and Charlie. And Kenneth says, Mainu is only 19, said the commentator. Let's remember Whiteside was 17 when he played in his first World Cup. It's not a new phenomenon, says Kenneth. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, I think we can safely say England are playing a back 5 because... Well, not a back 5, you know what I mean. It's definitely 3 centre-backs. And Switzerland are struggling to play through it at the moment. It definitely puts... It definitely frees up Phil Foden. Switzerland just having a bit of the ball here. Oh, he's got past Trippier very easy there. I think that might be Ndoye. Well done, Mainu. That's a lovely bit of play from the right-hand side. And Kobe Mainu makes a good interception. Trippier and toast there. I don't think Trippier's had a very good tournament. I mean, I don't think Carl Walker's had a very good tournament either. But they have got that in their locker, Switzerland. The ability to take people on. They're quick. I just worry if we score first, what'll happen. Whether we'll sit back. I think England have started off all right. You know, I really think having Foden centrally is so important. Another good ball there, if he can keep it in. And wow, lovely take by Vargas, that. The cross is there. Good defending by Konza. They've got men over on the back. Pick them up. Good play again. Stones. England under a bit of pressure here. Switzerland. Where's Jack Grealish's Patrick? I don't know. Probably having a beer somewhere, isn't he? People saying we're going to get battered. We've not actually started off that bad. Switzerland are using a system they're used to, though. England are, you know, we've changed system for one game. I mean, it wasn't working well, let's be honest, but I'm sure Southgate told Kane off for going too deep, says NAU. Thanks for the follow, Fast. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner on YouTube. Mbolo, good tackle, Declan Rice. And goal kick. Might have been a bit offside there. We're only 20 subscribers away from 208,000 at the moment. So please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner on YouTube. England having to do a bit of defending here, but we've looked a lot better having Harry Kane. It's not Harry Kane, Phil Foden playing more centrally. And England have picked it up here in quite a dangerous position with Trippier. Who to Blame says, do you think Southgate would bring the same squad in hindsight? Well, I don't think he'd bring Luke Shaw, would he? Surely not. Pardon the pun. Swiss look sharp, says Lewis. England having a bit of possession here. Very equal opening 10 here. Bellingham's not really been in the game yet. Made a run over the top there, but it hadn't been seen. See what I mean about Switzerland's system? It's a 5-4-1 without the ball. I've mentioned that about a million times throughout these Euros watch-alongs, but, you know. They're difficult to play through. And so difficult that England have to go back to their keeper there, Pickford. Kicks it long, actually, quite a good ball. Nothing wrong with going backwards if you're going to go forwards. Nice switch of the play here, but there's a 2v2 if Saka plays it first time. Good play by Saka. You've got to make something work here. Oh, God, where have all them Swiss players come from? I thought he was in. England just around the edge of the box at the moment, but Swiss have got plenty of players back. Probing from England. Mainu might be worth a shot. Plays it into Bellingham. That wasn't the pass to play. But England win it back with Rice. It's definitely better having Phil Foden playing more centrally. Jack Newman, thanks for the follow on TikTok. Here's Saka. I tell you what, Saka's having a good game down that right-hand side. Edge of the box for Rice. Oh, through the gap. And it goes out for a throw-in. Boring England need to go home, says Mojo. This is the best we've played in 4 games, mate. Look, we are crap, but I'm telling you now, this is the best we've played. I'm not saying it's good. Even though we get possession, it feels like half the team are Jordan Henderson, says H. So see, here's Foden again. Way more involved. I think Konza for Guehi is the most like-for-like change you could hope for in relation to both had very good seasons last year, both quick, both, you know, reasonable on the ball. I'm not saying that Guehi missing this game wasn't bad. It is, but I've not had any concerns about Konza, and he's done well in the first 15 minutes here. Nice play by England again. Harry Kane's a little bit deep for me, and we've got an offside anyway. It's been good from England this first 15 minutes. You can't argue with it. It has been all right. I don't know how the linesman's called that offside from there. That's a bit of a let it go call, I think. Mark Wright says Trippier's a massive liability. Well, if we had a fit Luke Shaw, it'd be perfect, wouldn't it? Yeah, I don't know why he called that offside. Even though we got possession, it feels like half... I've done that one from H, though. Thanks for your super chat, mates. Oh, that's a terrible ball by Akanji. Bellingham has it. Kane needs to lay this off. Edge of the box. Mainu's going to have a shot. Oh, it was a good shot. It was blocked, though. You can tell it was a good shot because Sommer was diving. Harry Kane looking for a penalty there. I was watching the referee trying to say. I don't know what they're talking about here. Wow. There's nothing going on there. I mean, he kicks the ball. Never. I don't think that's a penalty. I don't think that's a penalty. I mean, I'll take it, but we're not going to get it. I tell you what, that would have been very interesting from Mainu if they hadn't blocked that. Been better, but if we're going to play a back five, we're going to put a cross into the box. This is why Trent is not playing. Says, there we go. Been better. Well done, Hairline Harry. Thank you very much. Switzerland are finding it very, very hard to play out at the moment. And here's Mainu. Keeper's going to get that. This is good. I mean, it's not. It ain't vintage, but it's better from England so far. We're winning the ball a lot higher up the pitch, and Switzerland have been very, very ineffective. 55% of you went with an England win before the game. 45% with Switzerland. Reminds me a little bit of Turkey against Austria, where Switzerland are really struggling to play through our setup. And same thing happened the way that Turkey stopped Austria. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. What's your thoughts so far? Z says we're missing Phillips and Henderson in the middle. Mbolo. Good ball. Good play by Kyle Walker. And he wins the free kick. I'm quite happy with England here in the first 20 minutes. You know, in relation to the result, I think that there's not really anything that you'd be panicking about at the moment. You know, I think back to the Slovenia-Slovakia games, we were terrible in the first 20 minutes. This is a much more equal game. Bellingham here. Into Saka. I mean, Saka's probably been our best player when we've got in the ball. Oh, that's a good tackle. Vargas. Good pressing. Bellingham's pressing is insanely good, says Johan. And a year ago, Maino was shown round cup final. Now he's starting for England, says the wheelbarrow. What a year. You're right, what a year. I don't think Kane's fit. A few people are talking about Kane in the chat saying he's overrated. I don't think he's fit. I think, you know, because he's been playing in Germany, not a lot of people sort of realise that he missed a lot of the end of the season for Bayern. And I think match fitness takes a while to get back. You know, you talk about Portugal with Ronaldo up front and how everything has to go through him and he's not the player he was. I think with England, and you know, we haven't got a fit Harry Kane, so you would be probably better with an Ollie Watkins or a Tony who aren't as good as Kane but are actually fit and sharp. Pijo says, realistically, who's been the best team so far in the knockout games? Oh, 100%. Ball into Saka. This is good. And that's a lovely cross, and it'll go for a corner. 100% Spain. Yeah, Spain have been the best team. Saka's playing really well. Saka and Mainu for me, actually. Two best players for England. In fact, two best players on the pitch. Quality of the TV picture is disgraceful, says I'm all in. Mine's okay. Trippier on the corner. We're in Dusseldorf, aren't we? Trippier on the cross. Get it over the first man. Yes, yes. Harry Kane header. Rubbish. Absolute shit, mate. Like a fucking blindfolded mole, that header. No direction on it at all. Just let it hit him. Good cross by Trippier, though. Again, good interception by Saka on the ball out from Switzerland. Here's Bellingham. Yes, look for the pass. Go, unlucky. Unlucky. Unlucky lad. And Bolo does well, but he's not going to get anywhere on his own. England win it back. We're winning a lot of the ball back at the moment. And Bolo fouls Bellingham. He's getting a tell-off. Referee's telling him off. Probably should have booked him, really, because he was and Bolo was angry there, and he's obviously he's not been fouled anyway, and then he's lashed out at Bellingham. Get Tony in. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's early." I mean, you're not going to swap Harry Kane out in the first 20 minutes here. But look, much better from England. Is Harry Kane our equivalent to Ronaldo in this tournament, says Jonathan? Cross, bit over hit. Summer collects that. I think it's a good observation. It's a very different thing because Cristiano Ronaldo's problem is he's 39. The fitness of Ronaldo is not the problem. The mind is willing, but the body's not giving. I think in relation to Harry Kane, you know, he has the potential to still be one of the best strikers in the world. I don't think Ronaldo has got that anymore. Harry Kane does have that, but you know, we've seen this with England before. In fairness, Beckham was like it in 2002 when he did his metatarsal. Everyone was like, will he be back in time? And he was back in time, but he wasn't fit. And I think the same thing happened to Rooney in 2006. Joe Mama says, I thought it was 3 at the back. It is. Kyle Walker, Stones and Konza. Saka's playing as a right wing back and Trippier's playing as a left wing back. Foden's playing centrally with Bellingham behind Kane, which is why I think we're seeing a better performance from England. Here's Mbolo. Good play by Konza. He's having a good game. Why is Kane so deep here? Up on the bloody centre circle, you prat. You bloody captain, you striker. This is the first time Switzerland have been an hour off for ages. Well done, Stones, there. I thought he was in. I did. Para on TikTok says, Mainoo's definitely one of the best on the pitch. If I was Switzerland, so I hope they don't do it, I'd get it out onto the right-hand side. I'd run at Trippier and Konza. That's our inexperienced side. I think on the right-hand side, it's our strong side with Saka and Walker. Here's Vargas. Well in. Another free kick. Well done. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. It's been much better from England. It's still 0-0, of course. And some people would say if this is better, you know, it's rubbish. I take on board. It's not brilliant. But if you've watched England's last few games, it's been absolute shite. This is a lot better than what we've been watching. Without a shadow of a doubt. Another long ball from Pickford. Not a big fan of that. Not going to lie. Chow, thank you very much for your super chat. Do you think England's new formation is better? Says Zach. Yes. I mean, it couldn't be any worse. If we win this game, I'd be very interested to see if we didn't stick with this system. I don't know why you'd go back to the other system. I think it does suit us better with Saka as a right wing back. I'd love Luke Shaw to be the left wing back. But the big thing for me is that Mainoo's works really well in this system. And Bellingham and Foden are more central. So I actually quite like this system. And I think it's definitely suited Saka. He's done very well there. We just need the first goal here. I think I deserve it. I think England deserve it. I think I deserve it. We deserve the first goal. Still a lot of criticism coming in for Harry Kane. Not mobile enough, says Fred. Is it just me, or is Mainoo playing better than the others because he's not been infected with Southgate's negative football? Says Andrew O'Brien. And have you seen any Copa America matches, says Panther? No. No. What minute am I on? I'm currently on 28 minutes and 24 seconds. James says, I think we could do well without Kane in the team. He ain't never going to take Harry Kane out of the team, though, is he? Let's be honest. Someone just said Nelson's column would be better than Harry Kane. He'll score in a minute. Saka, back post. Come on. Here's Mainoo. Yes. Foden. Yes. Bellingham. Where are we going? Good play. Little dink. Oh, another corner. You've got to say this is better than England. I don't know how it's 49% Switzerland. It feels like we've had way more of the ball than them. I was looking at that thinking we'd have like 60, 70% possession. It feels like we've had a lot more. I'd play Watkins, Scott. I agree with you. I think Watkins has got creativity and goals in him. Loves to run the channel as well. Corner to England. I mean, to be honest, unless you're going to get it on Bellingham's head, I think without Harry Maguire, we've not really got... Well, we've gone short anyway. Looks like this is from the training ground, although I think we've overhit it. Joe says, Southgate should have bought Sterling, Rashford or Grealish instead of these players like Wharton, who won't get a second. Bring experience, says Joe. What the fuck? What happened with that corner then? We've gone all the way back to Pickford. Saka and Mainu been standout for me. Get Kane off, says Nav. I mean, that was a weird corner routine. It obviously went wrong. When you've got to go back to your own bloody goalkeeper. No shots on target for either team so far, by the way. I don't think we've had any half an hour. I tell you what, I'm too into this game to call it boring because I'm English, but I would imagine if this was like Switzerland against Portugal, I'd be going, what a crap game, because there's not been any... Both teams are sort of cancelling each other out, aren't they? We've mirrored their system and probably played it a little bit better. And both teams are sort of cancelling each other out. That's the worst corner ever, says Siri. Sending support for a Swiss from Ireland, says the Hughes lad. England clear it. I don't know why Akanji even bothered to run there. It was Harry Kane chasing him. George says, where would you play Palmer? Saka's playing too good. In this system, you could play Cole Palmer where I think he does most damage. Because behind Kane is Bellingham and Foden playing centrally. So you could easily do that. I mean, look at us. We're playing a 5-4-1 as well. Cross from Switzerland. Nothing happens with that. Cross it again. Cleared away by Konza. Good concentration there. Now Bellingham. And he's going to book Shah for running into Bellingham. Yeah, he did. He did. Good decision by the referee. This game needs Palmer, says Cameron. Oh, I think that was a yellow. I think he genuinely has just stepped in front of him. I've played the game, and I think he knew Bellingham was going to run past him, so he just stood in front of him. Well, not a lot of people agree. "32 minutes. Neither team with any clear-cut chances, but I would say England have been the better team." And that's a lovely body turn by Mainu. And he runs into... This could be... This could be it. Trippier, where's he got? He's got to go back post. Foden. Are we not going back for the free kick? Oh, I don't know what's going on here. What's Harry Kane complaining about? He can't... What's that? Harry Kane's like going back for a free kick from a handball. It should have been a handball for the free kick, but we can't, you can't go back for it. How lucky is England they can't get an English ref, says HH. This is liquid football, says Alan Partridge. Yeah, not quite, not quite. Lovely play by Mainu there. The way he body turned to pass. I love that. Just using the pass to beat a player by twisting his body and away he goes. Should have been a handball and a card. I don't think you'd book him for that. I wonder why my foot was cold. I've got a can down there. Oh, that's a crap cross by Switzerland. We'll take that. Goal kick. Southgate farts in the bath and tries to smell it. Dylan, I don't know what that means. Liquid Gold on TikTok says, let's just agree to have penalties now and then we can have the rest of our Saturday back. I am doing Turkey-Netherlands after this, by the way. Which, I think it will be a good game, that. Although I do think Netherlands will win. It's funny how, I admit this game's been really boring, but I'm actually quite happy with it because England have done far, far better than we've done in any game so far. And yet we've created nothing. So why am I happy? Offside, play on. Konza. Who's that? Is that Bellingham? Yes. He's having a good game, Bellingham. Nicely into Saka. This is much better from England. Saka. And a bit unlucky with the cross. Southgate eats pizza crusts first, says HZO. With the corner situation, if I was Southgate, I'd be throwing hands. How can you have a corner and go back to Pickford, says Kian. And have a good player with Kobe Mainoo, is crazy. Yeah, we're really happy with him. Really happy with him. I mean, the thing with him is just not to overplay him, not to let him get injuries. I mean, selfishly, I don't think a lot of Man United fans wanted him to go to the Euros. I mean, obviously, we're really happy he's playing, but, it would have been nice for him to have a summer off. But I think after this, hopefully we can give him, a good 3 weeks break. Because that's the big thing when you're a teenager like that. They do need... You can't just keep playing them and playing them and playing them. Jordan says, Kane's a passenger. Watch how lazy he is. I'll tell you what, Jordan, just for you, I'll do a tweet. Kyle Walker clears it for a throw-in. 37 minutes. I'd like to say they've flown by. I tell you what, thinking about this system, I mean, look, you've got a chance of beating Switzerland, whether people believe me or not. I think we will. You've definitely got a chance of beating Turkey or the Netherlands. I know France are crap, but they've got some good players and they do defend well. And Spain play really good football. I don't think Spain would allow us anywhere near the possession we've had in this game. And I think we'd end up defending a lot. And that's the problem. What I'm trying to say is that when you play a 5 at the back, it's a nice system when you've got a lot of the ball. But when you don't have a lot of the ball, it ends up being a back 5, and it's quite problematic. Switzerland on the attack here, but I mean, this is the problem. It's 2 back 5s against 2 back 5s, and there's just no shots at all. It's not been, some of the build-up play's been good, but chance creation from both teams, it's at the moment, it's got a 1-0 written all over it, hasn't it? Start bench sell based on the tournament, Ronaldo, Kane, Mbappe. Well, it's easy. You'd sell Ronaldo because of his age. You'd bench Kane because Mbappe's better, and you'd start Mbappe. I think, again, I think... both systems, I mean, it's basically, this is not, the system England are playing is much better, but it's not our system. We've basically blueprinted Switzerland. And it's a good job we did. If we'd played the 4 at the back, we'd have been battered. But because we've gone to their system, it's made us a bit better. But both teams are cancelling each other out. I mean, we've had no shots on target. It's yeah, and Bolo's never going to beat Carl Walker there. Saka just needs to be a little bit careful here. Well done. Jimmy says France haven't scored an open play. I mean, the way it was last night, I was just I was at the point where I don't even know who deserved to go through in that game. It was crap. Where's this press Foden mentioned, says Sir JK? It's not been too, I know we can be negative. It's not been too bad. When Switzerland have been playing out from the back, we have a couple of times won the ball high up the pitch. Hapino says it's not a back five. You don't understand football, mate. I'm not even going to interact with you. Move on. Southgate should be knighted for services to insomnia, says James. Pepe's older than Return of the Jedi, says Jimmy. Well, I think I am, actually. I don't know what I'm laughing about. I'm not playing centre-back for Portugal, though, am I? I can't believe somebody in the chat just said that's a back four as Kieran Trippier is playing on the left wing. Mate, if you don't understand football, don't get involved in the chat. Like, you make yourself so easy to take the piss out of. Look at where Kieran Trippier is now. He's level with Harry Kane. He's ahead of Mainu, Foden, Bellingham and Rice. It's a back five. When we haven't got the ball, and when we have got the ball, it becomes a 3-4-3. Which is exactly what Switzerland have been doing. I'm still dying from the missionary with socks, says Mike B. Mate, I can't even crack any of those jokes in this game. There's just nothing going on. I'd like to do some positive ones as well. Hessen says, as a Man City fan, seeing this, I believe Gaza Southgate should be Pep's successor. I do as well. 20-year contract, can't leave. I said this last night. That would be punishment. Don't relegate Man City. They've just got to have Southgate for 20 years. Hazzy says, Kane should be off. We need proper pressing. Harry Kane is the Lukaku of England. Up the Watkins, says Madat. Shearer just came out with a stat. Pickford has done 76 long passes. The last England keeper to do that was in the 1940s, says Cummy. Well, we mentioned it before the game. Mentioned that before the game, didn't we? You got to hold and give. Just cancelling each other out. Yes, it's better than what we've seen, but it's not entertaining, is it? I would say the improvements is that we've been shitting our pants for the last 4 games. We've now managed to shit in a toilet. But at the bottom line is, it's still shit. Let's just side. I tell you what, this is crab porn. Crabs all around the world are watching this with a stiffy. It's just side to side to side to side. Saka, go on. Oh. Corner. Saka and Mainu combining here. Best 2 players on the pitch. good defending. Was that Xhaka? That's a great tackle on Mainu, by the way. Corner to England. Let's hope it doesn't end up with Pickford. HPN says Southgate tactics are simply play for a draw and hope Jude pulls off a wonder goal. Well, let's hope we can do something from this corner. Foden surely whips it in this time. Easy for Sommer. At least Southgate can manage Phillips again, says Tejas, if he goes to City. Southgate gets out of the shower to have a piss, says Danny. Don't we all? Wonder how Rashi feels seeing Kobe start while being at home, says JC. I'm sure he's probably happy for him. And start, bench, sell, Foden, Bellingham, Musiala. I'd sell Musiala. I think Foden and Bellingham are better. Can you call my girlfriend Natalie a prat? She's anti-Southgate, says Jordan. No, she's not. You're a prat, Jordan, not her. Pickford, lucky there's no other options, says Jackson. And Sir J.K. Worthing says, forget penalties. First shot on target wins. Absolutely dreadful, that half. Look, I want to quantify that by saying England have been better. But that is crap. Right, let me just put this tweet out. Give me your thoughts, everybody. What I think is this. You won't get this on mainstream because they're too bloody up the arse of God knows what. But, right, basically, that was better by England, right? Definitely better. But it's like when you've got, I don't want to be blunt, but I will be. You know when you've got like loose stool, diarrhea, and you go to the doctor and you're not very well, and then they ring you up the next day and say you're any better. I'm a little bit better, but I'm still ill, right? That's basically England there. Like, it is better, but it's still really, really bad. And the only reason it's better is because we've spent all week copying what Switzerland do. So how is this going to help us win the bloody tournament? What do you do against the Netherlands or Turkey? Copy their system. And how the hell will we copy Spain in the final? Because we can't play like that. So I think that it has been better, but there are no shots on target for either team. But I don't care about Switzerland. I'm not watching this game as a neutral. I'm watching it as an England fan. We've had a little bit more possession. We've had more corners. We've had slightly better passing accuracy, but we've had 0 shots on target, and so have they. So, bottom line is, what's the positive there? Has that been entertaining? No. It's side-to-side football, apart from Saka, who has played well, and Mainu, who's played well. Foden, Bellingham, Trippier, Walker, Rice, you know, they need their own category on a crab porn website because crabs are loving how we're going side to side. They're getting really excited, but we're not. We want to see proper football, and we haven't got the creativity to break that Swiss team down. Now, conversely, Switzerland can't break us down. So what we're talking about here is 2 teams cancelling each other out. Well, it's the oldest trick in the book. It's the oldest trick in the book. It's the same as parking the bus. Like, if you mirror the opposition's tactics, then you're going to end up pretty much man to man, and it's going to end up, if you do your job, a bit stale. We're not doing anything to really try and win that game. What we're doing is matching up the Switzerland system. It's been identical. I've watched Switzerland every game in the Euros. When they've got the ball, 3-4-3, 3 up front, 3 at the back, 4 in the midfield. When they haven't got the ball, 5 at the back, 4 in midfield, 1 up front. You watch England, when we haven't got the ball, everyone runs back, 5-4-1. When we have got the ball, 3-4-3. So we're really, I mean, Q says we're creating though. Mate, is that something you can't read? Where's this creation then? Where is all this creativity? What are you talking about? Where are we creating? We're not creating anything. Like, goal creation is not having a shot from the edge of the box. I mean, I'm watching it back here. We're not creating anything. The best chance was both of Mainu's, really. Shot from the edge of the box, which there's loads of Swiss players in the way. And then the chance at the end where he cuts it back to Saka. You know what? I think tomorrow on Sidemen Sunday, it won't be KSI and Mini Minter. It'll be bloody Bellingham and Foden. Because that's all we're doing, passing side to side. It's not, we're not creating anything. Now, I still think we'll win the game. But if we do win the game, I'll be stuck again going, well, what are we doing on Wednesday in the semi-final then? Are we gonna copy Switzerland's system? Are we gonna copy the Netherlands or Turkey's system? It's really confusing what he's trying to do as a manager, because you can't win a tournament copying everybody else. Well, you know, if we knock Switzerland out, are we going to stick with the Swiss system? And it won't work. It won't work against Spain. That won't work against Spain because, as I said, this system works if you've got the ball. But if you haven't got the ball, it doesn't work. And the reason I know that is because when Switzerland played Germany and they went 1-0 up, Germany attacked them and Switzerland ended up with about 30% possession, parking the bus on the edge of the box. So this system is not going to make us more attacking against the team that plays a different system, which is based on possession. I don't think Switzerland have actually played that well either. Exactly what I thought would happen to Switzerland has happened. I think they've believed their own hype. I think they've believed that England are shit. And I think they've believed that they're the favourites. And that's played into our hands because Switzerland just haven't been that good. And yet we still haven't taken advantage yet. I think we'll win the game. I think we're more likely to score. And I think we'll win the game. But it's defensively good from England again. But offensively, it's not been that great. And there's two things I would take away from that game. First of all, Pickford kicks the ball too long, and we were talking about this at the start of the game. You know, if we played out from the back more, we could play through Switzerland more. We need to go through the process. We need to engage them higher up the pitch. If we play out from the back into our centre-backs or our back three and let Switzerland engage us higher up the pitch, then we will be able to play through them easier. Also, Harry Kane is a problem. Harry Kane is a problem. He's, in my opinion, he's not fit. But there was a great comment in the first half about is Harry Kane our Cristiano Ronaldo? And in a way he is. Look, Cristiano Ronaldo is a player I absolutely love, but he doesn't serve that Portuguese team very well because that Portuguese team was crying out yesterday for somebody to stretch Saliba and Upamecano because Saliba and Upamecano are mobile. And you want somebody that can stretch them and push them back. And Ronaldo couldn't do that. And it was laughable that Martinez didn't do anything about it. Because if he had, then even if you just put Leao up front for 20 minutes, you're going to push that defensive line back, which is going to create more space for Bernardo and Bruno and everybody else. But he wouldn't do it. And the same thing's happening with England. Akanji is a very, very good centre-back. And he's very, very mobile. And Harry Kane is not causing him any problems at all. Whereas I think if you put someone like Ollie Watkins on, then you would push Akanji back a little bit, which would create the space. What I'm saying is we're going side to side a lot with Foden and Bellingham because the Swiss defence is very, very comfortable pushing up and not worried about Harry Kane. So there's nowhere to go for Bellingham and Foden really when the Swiss team gets set. The only success we're having is with Saka. And that's because Saka's got their fullback's number. But Foden and Bellingham are finding it neither of them have had a shot in that half. They're finding it very difficult to get space. And the reason they're not getting space is because Akanji's pushing that line really high and compacting with the midfield and closing the gaps. They're all within 5 metres of each other because Harry Kane just isn't hurting them. Now you bring Ollie Watkins in and he will stretch. He will pull to the channels. He will get in behind. That ball's on all the time. And suddenly that Swiss line's got to drop off a little bit, which means it's more space for Foden and Bellingham. So I think Harry Kane at the moment is a problem for England and has been a problem all tournament. I think it's because he's not fit. Some would say it's not that. He just doesn't want to drop in. He drops in too much. But again, I mean, we should still have enough But if we didn't have enough, we would be going out of this tournament because we've got a coach that won't see what everyone else can see. Get Kane off. He's not doing anything, says CM. And how is Kane staying on the pitch? He can't press. He can't hold up the ball. He's not winning the long balls from Pickford. Looks knackered. Get Tony on, says Sam. Eddie Howe to replace Southgate when he leaves, or pushed ticks the box and is still defensive, says Opinionated Observer. Why does Saka, Foden, Walker, Trippier play? They've been crap for 4 games, says Magnus. Well, I think Saka's played well. Should Gareth start packing his bags soon, says Jolly. England will continue to struggle if they don't take risks in transition, says Jurgen. Much better, Mark. Let's be real. I agree. Kane is our Ronaldo, says Matt G. Apart from that, we look like we have an idea of what to do. The goal will come. TF says Trippier is useless, needs to come off. And Dazzo says Rio is creaming his pants, saying this is the England we want. England have been average. Oh, mate, I listened to 5 minutes of it. I feel sorry for people that don't know YouTube exists, because you are listening to somebody who is just talking out of his arse for popularity. Look, I know loads of players who've played the game. They don't necessarily know how to analyse a game, and they're terrified of telling the truth. And they just get stuck in this boring routine of lying and talking nonsense. I mean, what's to be excited about that half? Like, we've mirrored the Swiss system better than them. We're playing better than Switzerland with their system, but we've created no chances. And again, I'm watching the team and I know I could make it better. And I think you're all the same. There are changes you could make that would make that team better, so that if you are quite happy with that system, it could be even better. And, you know, for me, Cole Palmer, really important, because people are saying you can't bring Cole Palmer on because Saka's on the right wing. I'm telling you now, if I show you this, don't get excited, it's only a formation. If I show you this, look at where Foden and look at where Bellingham are. Cole Palmer, more centrally, that's where I want to see him. So Cole Palmer, for me, is a player in the second half that could be a game changer. I wouldn't take Saka off, you're right. I'd love to take Trippier off if there's any minutes in Luke Shaw. Maybe that could happen. I think Luke Shaw, if there's anything in him, you'd be getting him on. And obviously, I completely agree about Harry Kane, but if he's our Ronaldo, he won't be coming off at all, will he? Graham Potter for England manager, says Jason. I think he will be. I think it will be Potter. Thank you very much. Thanks for all the follows on TikTok from Alan and Dan. You're a legend. How can a professional footballer not use his left foot for the majority of the game when asked? Trippier is so frustrating, I can't speak, says Jaff. Thank you very much. Please do subscribe if you're watching on YouTube as well. Thanks for all the follows on TikTok. You absolute legends. We're only 20 subscribers away from 209,000 subscribers. So thank you everyone tuning in there. Absolute legends. Match reaction will be after this. We're doing Netherlands against Turkey as well, which is a bit of a pisser, really. I mean, I don't know why. Well, I do. It's just luck of the draw, literally. But I'm fed up of England being the 5 o'clock game. But at least on Wednesday, well, if we're there, I'm not gonna. I think England will win. I've said that all week. I'm not gonna change my mind. Why would you want to drop Saka for Palmer? I don't, Mario. You don't listen, do you? Evening, Mark. It would have been our mum's 75th birthday today, says Colton. Thanks for doing what you do. What would your team talk be right now if you're in that dressing room, presuming he's making no changes? Thank you, Colton, and obviously, happy birthday to your mum, who obviously it sounds like she's no longer with us, but it's great that you can celebrate that and remember on this day. Thank you very much for your chat. What would I say at half time? What, and I can't make any changes? Kane, you've got 10 minutes. If you don't score a hat-trick, you're off. And I mean it, you're off. You won't be playing for this country again. No, I'd say to Harry Kane, you've literally got 10 minutes. And if it doesn't change, you're coming off. Apart from that, I'd be asking Luke Shaw if he's capable of playing any time. For me, Trippier and Kane would be the 2 changes. I'd want to make them now, if I could, because I just think that we will score, but I want to win the tournament. And if we're going to win the tournament, I need to get this team playing better than this. Like, we probably will win this game, but it's not convincing, is it? So I want to get the best out of what I've got. I don't want to just drift through, scraping our way through it. I want to go up a gear. I want to win the tournament, and I've not got a very good chance of winning the tournament based on that first half. I've got a chance of winning this game, but I want to win the tournament. I want to go through the gears, because if I win this game, I'm picking the same team in the semi-final, and I'm going to have the same problems again. So I'd be saying to Luke Shaw, is there any chance you're fit enough to play half an hour at left wing back? And I'm saying to Kane, look, you got 10 minutes, mate. I need more. I don't know. I don't want you dropping in. I mean, for God's sake, I've seen Harry Kane dropping into the number 10 position. We definitely don't need him dropping into a 10 formation when we're playing a 3-4-3 or a 5-3-2 or whatever you want to call it. He's got Bellingham and Foden behind him. We've basically got 2 10s. We've got 2 wing backs. You've got width with Saka and Trippier. You've got Foden and Bellingham central. You absolutely do not need Harry Kane dropping in. And yet I've seen him do it. Like, it should be absolutely do not drop in. I want you on a Kanji's toenails. Do not go any deeper than that. And yet we've seen it happen again, because naturally that's what he wants to do. And if naturally he wants to do that, you take him off. Johnny's just gifted 20 memberships on YouTube, by the way. He's an absolute legend for doing that. Make sure you give him some love. You'll have a badge and you never even knew it. Like Christian. Right, we're about to start the second half here. Could be the last 45 minutes England are in the tournament. I don't think so for 1 minute, but got to add a bit of drama, I suppose. Why are you so confident we'll win, says BS. Honestly, I will be honest. It's just a hunch. It's just I've had a feeling all week. I think a lot of people go over the top when they're not happy, and they go, oh, we're definitely going to get stuffed by Switzerland. They're going to tear us apart. And I'm like, well, football doesn't really work like that, does it? A lot of people said Spain would beat Germany, and I understood that, but I also said, I guarantee you it will not be, it'll be close. And if it's close, then Germany have got a chance. And I never thought for 1 minute Switzerland were going to batter us, because we've got better players. And lo and behold, we've done a tactical shift. We've mirrored them. And actually, I think we've been slightly better than Switzerland, actually. We've looked more dangerous. So, I've played the game. I think, of course, there's a chance we can still lose it. But I think I've just been quite sure that we would win all week. Southgate has invented ASMR football, says RJ. Mohammed says Southgate needs to bring Watkins on. And sure. They could change the game. Here's Bellingham. Oh, so close to slipping Kane in. So close. You can't. But we've won it again. Won it again. Saka. Good block. I'll tell you again, good start from England. Switzerland really not playing well. Do they believe? You know what? This happens a lot as well. England have got experience of quarterfinals and semi-finals. For Switzerland, is the occasion sort of like they're not experienced at this sort of thing? Adrian's just gifted 10 memberships as well. Legend, Adrian. Thank you very much. Make sure you give me support in the chat. Kian, thanks very much for your follow on TikTok. But another good start by England without getting the chance. Here's Foden into Saka, and Switzerland will clear it. David Hogan makes a good point. The Swiss do tend to drop off in the second half. Well, they dropped off in the first half, mate. Oh, come on. They've not been good, Switzerland. And, I think Austria and Switzerland were quite similar, weren't they? A lot of people thought they could go deep in the tournament. I thought Austria played very well against Denmark. They were a little bit unlucky. They conceded 2 set pieces, and then obviously it was a great save by their keeper at the end. And but Switzerland in this game just haven't been very good. Good play. I really do think Saka's had a good game. I really do. Great show, Mark. Entertaining more than the match. Donny van der Beek to Girona, breaking news. Yeah. I mean, when you're getting 500k, mate, it's just not exciting, is it? But it's good that he's going, Rob. I agree with that. Well done, Trippier, for keeping it on, but ends up with their keeper anyway. I think Saka's just a player that some people irrationally dislike. I think I like Saka, and he's played well. Swiss were in the last Euros quarterfinals versus Spain, says Angel. Just follow the mood. Thanks for your sticker, mate. What minute am I on, Mo? We're 49 and 25 seconds. 49 minutes and 26, 27, 28. Yeah, I don't want to tempt fate here, but it's hard to see how Switzerland win this game. I know we've not had a shot on target either, but they really haven't. They haven't really been anywhere near our goal for about an hour, and we've not even had an hour. Donny is worth 2 weeks Rashi's wages, says Parker. I know, it's mad, isn't it? It's more mad that we paid him 150 grand a week for over 3 years and we spent 36 million pounds on him. Somebody said it earlier, you know, Donny van der Beek's fall-off needs to be studied, because obviously he looks like a terrible signing now, but when we bought him, Real Madrid had been looking at him. Jason, thank you very much. Welcome to the members club. Oh shit, and Mbolo's in the box here. Gets a shot off. Well, there you go. I'm bloody keep my gob shut. Robble says, if Gueye's back next game, do England stick with the back three or resort to the back four again? Also, would you take Potter as England manager? I would take Potter over Southgate. Definitely, Robble, yeah. Jason, welcome to members club. Thanks for getting your badge in. Can we get Ricky on for one of the Euro games, says Angel? Nope. We're not doing any Manchester studio shows anymore. There's only 3 games to go, mate. 4, actually, in counting today. I think Cons has just done his knee there. I think he's all right. I think he's just jolted it. Yeah, he's all right. He's all right. Don't go long, Pickford. Don't go long. Right, here we go. This is your chance. Don't go long. Oh, for fuck's sake, man. I'm fed up of these Pickford long kicks. It's embarrassing. Mainu, go on then. Saka cuts it back. No one's there. I literally cannot believe he kicked that long. And he seemed to take joy in it as well. Like he had 2 centre-backs to roll it out to, and he sort of like threw it down and was like, boom, shakalak. It's unbelievable. That's not, you know what, can I just say to Everton fans, like, I'm not blaming Pickford. He's being told to do that. You would not be, it's so unusual. It reminds me of when I used to go to watch football in the late 80s and every goalkeeper used to just smash it and you go, oh, you're shit. But you just don't see it in the modern game. You don't see goalkeepers do that. It's weird how often he does it. Just blasting the ball 40 yards up the pitch. It's just you just don't see it. Adrian Parker, welcome to the Members Club. And Stephen Rossi says, is it fair to play Switzerland are playing badly? Maybe they're just remaining neutral on whether they want to win. Good one, Stephen. It's like when England score, I'm going to say, shove your Toblerones up your arse. Although I do like Toblerones. Not like that. That's why I don't like having a drink when England play. When you're excited, you don't think to have a drink. Oh, here's Vargas. Thankfully, Kyle Walker's quick. Oh, good interception by Foden there. That will give the team a boost when you win the possession back in this situation where Switzerland looked in good control of it. Kane needs to come off. Yeah, well, thanks for the follow, Jenna. Good play by Foden, that. What's that all about? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Love the watch along, says James. Love from the West Coast. Thank you. Why are good international managers? Why are good international managers the exception? Says the distressed Wrangler jeans. I think it's because decent coaches do not want to manage international football, and people who can't get a job in club football end up international managers. I mean, let's not make it about Southgate. I mean, even though it's England, you've got a guy who is telling his goalkeeper to blast it. Though he doesn't get a job in the Premier League. I've said this for years. He never gets a job in the Premier League. But you don't get a job in the Premier League when you tell your keeper to blast it 50 yards. That just doesn't happen. Like, he is not a good coach, and he manages England. Martinez, the way he embarrassed Portugal is incredible. Well done. Well done, Konza there. I thought Mbolo winning that header was going to score. I mean, some might say Mbolo bullies Konza, but I think Konza does enough to put him off. Could have been a very good chance, that. What? Thank you very much for being a member. Yeah, I mean, look, Martinez embarrassed Portugal. Look, the best coaches in the world don't do international football. I personally think that if you were minded to do it and your club team would let you do it, I think you could manage an international team and a club team. It'd be odd. You know, you never get a bloody holiday, but you're telling me Jurgen Klopp couldn't manage Liverpool and Germany with a good assistant? I mean, you wouldn't be able to go around watching that many games, but I mean, actually, in the modern game, it's hard work, isn't it? You can't do it in the modern game. But you used to get people who would do both. I'm just thinking, how could you improve international football? Because the coaching is shit. If you could say to Pep, can you do Spain part-time? Although Spain do all right, don't they? It depends what your pedigree is. I think if you're Brazil, they tend to have good coaches, don't they? Why is Kane still dropping deep? Do they not watch the games back, says Jonathan? Oh, mate, it's all, they do it on purpose. They do it on purpose, Lynn. What changes would I like to see, says Livewire on TikTok. I would like to see Kane off for one of them. Recently started sending super chats. Been tuning in for 3 years now. Love your work and all of you appreciated, says Shax. Thank you much, mate. Appreciate that. Here's Saka. Into Walker. Go on then. Give it Foden. He wants it. He wants it. Give it to Foden. He wants it. Saka, give it to Foden. Oh, bloody no. Don't give it to someone in red. You're not playing for Arsenal now. Phil Foden's wide open there. Switzerland on the attack. And that will go for a corner. And that's all because we didn't give the ball to Foden. Kyle Walker ignoring Foden. Give the ball to Foden. Mark, be happy Bruno is coming home to Man United early, says JJ. Thank you very much. Mark, I've only seen your clips on TikTok and looked you up after and saw all the charity work you've done. What a good bloke, says Nacho. Thank you, mate. I do it every November. We've raised over £200,000 over the last 3 years, actually. Which makes a massive difference for people who are dying. We do it for the Marie Curie. That's a genuine thing. That's what we do it for. People with terminal illness. And hopefully we'll be doing that again in November. Corner to Switzerland. The red wall behind the England goal. They'll be sucking it in here. But they can suck on that. Because it's not in the net. Southgate poos in the shower. Don't even want to ask me. Well, it looks like Switzerland have gone for an England-style corner here. Which goes back to the keeper. I'm going to go for another corner, actually. I.e. it was rubbish. Chances of this going to extra time? Well, why change the habit of a bloody lifetime? Imagine that. All 3 quarterfinals going to the extra time. Bloody embarrassing, mate. Embarrassing. Let's see what happens with this corner first. They're going to cross it this time. Rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. So both teams play the same system, but Embolo gets that high, staying high up the pitch, but Kane just doesn't get that, says Joe. Yeah, that was a terrible corner by the Swiss. A keeper that hits it long, a striker that drops back, and isn't quick enough to get in behind. Oh, and win backs. Yeah, glaring flaw in the tactics there. Switzerland have won it again. Good defending by Kyle Walker. Well done by Mainu. Switzerland just having a good few minutes here. They haven't really done anything for most of the game. Certainly not for a long time, but Foden. Oh, get rid of that, get rid of that. This is where you want Watkins. Look at where Kane is there, jogging. I'm not having it. Harry Kane's not fit. We're carrying Kane in this tournament, aren't we? I mean, he might score. He might score the winner if the chance falls to him. He's not going to miss from 5 yards out. Look at what he did against Slovenia, but we are carrying him a little bit. Where's the runner there? Come on, pick up the bloody runners. They're running off you like. We need to switch on a little bit here. Going to go back to him there. Don't be giving them possession. Any positives from England's play today? Says Mahmoud. Oh yeah. I think Foden more centrally is nice to see. Bellingham's been better. I think Foden and Bellingham have been better without being sensational yet. Mainu's played well, but I think Mainu would play well Mainu's had a good tournament. Saka's been better. We've been redundant down the left-hand side with Trippier, if we're being honest. And we're not very balanced. And Harry Kane. But Switzerland are making 2 subs here. Vargas is coming off. Used to be England manager as well as Brentford manager on the 97-98, as well as add myself to game and have 80k stadium. If you know, Mrs. does directory hacks, says Angel and Soul. Don't know what that was all about, but I'm glad you did. Thank you very much. Khalid, thank you very much for your super chat. Do you do other sport watch-alongs during the year, says Rebecca? I do the Super Bowl in February. Mark, fans don't like Saka because of Arsenal fans, says the Wheelbarrow. You see, I can see past that. I can see past that. Peter Belly on TikTok says England suck. I can see a late England 1-0 here. And then it will be, well, at the end of the day, you've got to just battle your way through. That's all that matters. Being in the tournament on the easy side of the draw, playing shit football. At the end of the day, that's all we're here for. I'll tell you what, if we do score, I think if we score first, I can't see them equalising. Corner. I think that did look like a corner, to be fair. I think the linesman's got it right. Or maybe not. We'll take the corner anyway. No, he's given a goal. He's overruled the goalkeeper. What? I tell you what, this is where it gets interesting with Roberto Southgate. Like, will he make any subs? Thoughts on handball that wasn't called between Germany and Spain, says Mahmood. Well, I did the watch along yesterday, mate. For me, it was a penalty. I think when you watch Cucurella, he thinks it's a penalty, and that's always quite telling. So Cucurella was sort of like a deer in the headlights. And when you watch the replay, I think even he thought it was a penalty. So, yeah. The only thing I would say about that is English referee, so you're in big trouble. But second of all, if you're going to give a handball for the Denmark-Germany game, to not give one in that is crazy. Switzerland just having a little bit more possession at the moment. I don't know why England have fell asleep a little bit, but Pickford should have come for that. Over the bar. Winner stays on. Ice cream edition for Netherlands, says who to blame. Are you going to watch the Paralympics, says Erkan? I won't be watching the normal Olympics, mate. Well, 66 minutes. Where are the subs? I don't know what's happened in the last few minutes, but England just seem to have invited a little bit of pressure from the Swiss, and now is not the time to do that. You're in that area now where if somebody scores, Harry Kane's been booked. That was a bit of a soft yellow card, really. I know people want Kane to be taken off. Is it a deer in the headlights or a rabbit, Mark, says Nate? You can go with either. Imagine if Kane missed the semi-final. Yeah, he's got no chance of missing the semi-final, has he? He won't have made any tackles in all the other games to have another yellow card. But it was a soft yellow. Where's the subs then, Southgate? Here we go. Well, I don't know what I'm saying here we go for. Switzerland definitely more attacking in this half. Good play. Good play. I mean, Harry Kane there doing his defensive work. Why is he there, though? Why is Harry Kane in his own bloody penalty box? We need a bit of composure on the ball here, England. Look at where Harry Kane is there. Get him off. He fucking doesn't know what his job is. Get him off. He thinks he's a bloody centre-back now. Do you think he'll put Saka left wing back and put Palmer on right wing back? I'd bring Palmer on for one of Foden or Bellingham if you want to get him on. Get him on centrally. You know, let him really get in the game. I don't think Southgate's ever took Kane off in a game that we're not winning, has he? Good play by Foden, but... Southgate, 5 subs per tournament, not per game, says Cummy Pancakes. James Leon, thanks for your super chat. Alistair says, what are your thoughts on Big Sam Allardyce? Would England have won anything if he'd stayed? I don't know how he ever got the job, mate, to be fair. But then again, he's better than Southgate. This is really dull, says Didingo. I don't think England have had a shot on target yet. No. Any chance you could do a Copa America watch-along? Could be Argentina versus Uruguay. And tournament's been good, says Rob. I might do. Oh, hold on. Got a bit of space here for Trippier. Into the space. Bloody go diagonal into the space. Like Bellingham is. There's space there. Central. Give it to Rice. Give it to Rice. Yeah. Now, Rice is going to go... Where are you going to go, Declan? Yeah, that's it. Trippier. Go back to Rice again. Yeah. Right. Someone come to Rice. Good play, Stones. Give it to Mainu. Mainu. Foden. Foden. Yes. He knows what he's on about. He knows ball. Foden, where are we going? What's that, Foden? Well done. Keep going. Well done, Saka. Unlucky. Oh, hey up. Hey up. Where are we? Kyle Walker's too strong. Why doesn't the press hammer Southgate point blank as if he's afraid to take players off? He never does subs, says Colin. Southgate doesn't take people off because he's scared. He's a bit like Roberto Martinez. He won't take certain players off. Good managers have systems, plans and teams. Bad managers rely on their favourites and hope. That's what Southgate cannot make subs. I know. You're right, Andrew. Uruguay's been the best team and they're playing Brazil, says Robert McCormack. Is that a quarter-final? It only takes one chance to win it. And at this stage in the game, I think a goal wins it. Foden. Rather have Palmer play instead of Kane, says Sense. I just can't believe he's not made any subs. Roberto Southgate. You can never be successful at any level of professional football in the long term if you're not going to take players off. Like, you think about Pep Guardiola. He's making subs now. Man City are the best team in the tournament. One of the best teams in the world. They make subs. Jurgen Klopp makes subs, you know? Leo Harris, thanks for your super chat. Southgate is so clueless, needs to make some changes. Surely he's got to bring Trent on for Saka, says Leo. I don't even know. I can't. haven't seen any England player warming up here. Club football is much better, says Devon. Well, club football's better because you actually do get tactical changes. Teams do make subs. We need manager bridge. I'd have made subs, mate. Aris, I'd have made subs. Look, it's frustrating, but it's not unsurprising. At the end of a massively long season as well, it's logical to make logical to make subs, isn't it? If Gareth was out working at a Subway, they would go out of business because he would make no subs, says Arturo. Southgate is living on moments, says TK. It reminds me a lot of Solskjaer at United. Goal! Fucking hell! There you go. There you go. Switzerland score. Because that Pratt won't make any subs. Yeah, it's a bit lucky, but you know what? You put it in the mixer, the ball goes in the back of the net. That's what happens because Southgate is about as effective as an ice cube dildo on a heat wave. Absolute Pratt. Oh, he's making subs now. He's making subs now. Look, he's just pointed. I'm going to make a sub now because I'm fucking losing. You absolute twat. We've watched England not have a shot on target for 75 minutes. It's been like watching a blindfolded fucking elephant shag a polo. That's how much chance we've had of scoring. An elephant shagging a polo with a bloody blindfold on would have more chance of getting that polo pregnant than England scoring under Southgate. Absolute twat. Absolute prat. We've had no shots on target. Oh, we've played a little bit better. We've played a little bit better. Yeah, and we've still had no shots on target. Our first shot on target against Slovenia was in the 94th minute when Bellingham equalised. So, do the maths. In 94 plus 75, 165 minutes, we've had one shot on target. 165 minutes, one shot on target. Although, now I've calmed down a minute, I actually think we'll do better now we've conceded because we always seem to do better when we've conceded with a bit of momentum. You can't score if you don't have a shot. I did say that though. I felt like for about 10 minutes before the goal, Switzerland were, for some reason, getting more close to our goal than they had for the previous 40 minutes. Who have been the standout country, says Rukas. Spain. England always the bridesmaid, says Alex. Subs are at the airport, Mark. They're coming home, says Addy. Let's send them home, says Swiss Vita. England need to get better at fondling the ball. Why not start Watkins, says Jonathan. Tony, then bring Kane on later with a tired defence, says Jonathan. How tired would the defence have to be for Harry Kane to get in behind them? I'm thinking like tired like a fucking graveyard full of corpses. He couldn't outrun a bloody gravestone. Here we go, 3 subs, too late. Won't be Kane though. Won't be Kane. Luke Shaw. Bloody hell. Mainu off. Trippier off. And Bellingham off. No, Bellingham not off. Who's off then? You got to take 3 players off. What a mess. He had 3 subs and he's only brought 2 on. Don't tell me he's bottled taking Bellingham up. What's going on there? Did we get 3 players on or what? We'll equalise now, you know, because he's gone for it. I don't know what we're doing here. So Bellingham's gone next to Rice. Eze and Palmer on. Shaw at left back. Konza off. Mainu off. Trippier off. Yeah? Yeah. Well, you got to keep Kane on for the tap-in, haven't you? That's what Kane's there for. 10 minutes. We should get a chance. Come on. Eze's on, Palmer's on, and Luke Shaw's on. So we have made 3 subs. He took Konza off, Trippier off, and Mainu. Mainu's very unlucky to come off, by the way. That's just because he's the kid. It's like what Martinez does with Liao. Like, Liao's one of their better players. Oh, Saka! Saka! What a goal out of absolutely nothing. That is absolutely fantastic. Saka, from the edge of the box, blasts it into the back of the net. I tell you what, that finish was so unexpected and so good, I think Scorsese's going to use it in his next film. That was absolutely out of nothing. Absolutely brilliant. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. He just cuts inside. There's nothing going on. That is a brilliant finish. That is a brilliant finish, that is. I haven't seen a finish like that since The Departed, which was written by Scorsese. Wow. Saka haters sit down. Right, unstoppable. Unstoppable. Off the post. Absolutely brilliant. Saka, what a goal. I mean, look, it's a moment. It's a moment. That is a moment for Southgate. He is a jammy coach. I'm not going to lie, but this is what I mean. This is what I mean about individual players. We've got too many good players. Surely we go and win it now. Tell you what, it reminds me of the... it reminds me of Slovenia. Where we go behind and then we get momentum. We've got so many attackers on the pitch now. We've got too many on the... It's the same as Slovenia. We've got too many attackers on the pitch, so we've got to attack. Why can't I play like this before conceding, says Solly? Because Gareth Southgate's the coach. No culture, have to go down to play like they care, says Baited. Southgate really playing Ollie ball now. No tactics, just vibes. What a goal, says Lee. He scored that against us as well, says Dino. Well, this is what I mean. When you've got Foden and you've got Kane and you've got Saka and you've got Bellingham, you've got Palmer. Like, you've just got players who can produce something out of nothing. So even if you're a completely tacticless nobody like Southgate, as long as you put the right players on the pitch, at some point, they might get you that moment. Look, as I said, we did this at Man United with Ollie for 2 years. It was like just pure defend deep and hope for a moment. And that's what Southgate ball is. It's just, there's no, you know, the amount of times Pickford's blasted that ball long is embarrassing. He'll do it again. Kane with the shot. And Xhaka clears it. And Bolo gets fouled. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Bad ball by Walker. Moments manager, says JC. Sensational Saka saves Southgate is the title, says Joshua. I like Saka. I've always liked Saka. I think he's a brilliant player. I think he's got a great attitude. I think ever since that penalty miss in the last Euros final, you look at Sancho, you look at Rashford, you look at Saka, he's the only one that consistently has delivered and got better year after year. He's a mentality king. I don't really know why people don't like him. I think he's got such an amazing head on young shoulders, and he's ridiculously consistent. So consistent that I think people try and call him a flop. I think he's been, well, with Mainu going off, he's man of the match for me. He was the best player before the goal. He's really, really caused Switzerland's problems down that right-hand side. And I think that's why they stood off him. I think that's why they let him take the shot, because they were like, when they've been getting tight, he's been going past them. Southgate's the kind of guy to borrow money from his wife's boyfriend to pay for a subscription to their OnlyFans account. Oh my God, nerves. Ollie Ball has literal similarities to, wait a minute. Oh, good. Well done by Luke Shaw. Here's Cole Palmer. Honestly, I think Pickford has made more runs than Kane, says Kean. And Ollie Ball have a lot of similarities to Southgate. We only come alive when we're goal down, and now we will win it and call it a great win, says Lee. You twat, you mixed up Slovakia with Slovenia, says Nana. Oh yeah, it was Slovakia last time. You know what? I can answer you the question, because we've all been in this situation, you know, whether you're playing five-a-side, down the park with your mates, or high-level football. A lot of people on social media and in TikTok and on YouTube are saying, why do England need to go behind to play this well? And it's really simple. It's because tactically, we are absolutely crap. We are trained and coached terribly. But what happens is, when you go 1-0 down, and you're 10 minutes away from going out, what kicks in is professional pride. And you don't play with tactics. You play on pure adrenaline. And that's what happens. It happened in the last game and it's happened in this game. England are now playing tacticless. There is no tactics now because we've got too many attackers on the pitch. They're just playing free flow, freestyle football. And that's what's happening. We're not apparently we played really well against Slovakia when we went from 1-0 down to 2-1 up. We didn't play like that for 80 minutes here, did we? Or 70 minutes. And now we're doing it again because we're playing free flow football again, because we're playing freestyle football with, with no tactics. Because there is no tactics. This is just players playing on their own adrenaline. Southgate has to step down no matter what, says Lewis. Do you reckon the Turkish can beat the Dutch, says Baited? I don't know. I think we're going to get our third extra time in a row. Adrenaline FC, says Jackie Boy. Thank you. Southgate, I've done that one. Thanks for all the follows on TikTok. Loving football. Appreciate that. I'm only 50 subscribers away from 210,000 on TikTok. On YouTube, by the way. So we can change that to 1.21. Only 50 away. Please do subscribe. Get involved. Absolutely fantastic chat. I wouldn't say fantastic game, but fantastic chat as per usual. 3 minutes to go here. I'd rather we scored now than do it in the first minute of extra time again. Because if we do it in the first minute of extra time, we'll defend for fucking 29 minutes. I think we will win this. I said we'd beat Switzerland. I said it all along. I said it all week. And I definitely think we will now because we've got too many attackers. Shoot, Ezzy! Oh, don't shoot, Ezzy. That was my fault. I told him to shoot. It was rubbish. Do 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 do. You've got to hold and give, but do it at the right time. You can be slow or fast. Come on, England! England can play football. We're going to do it. Who's with me? You know what? I'm at that point now where I don't want to do Turkey, Netherlands. I feel like just going down the local. Get down Forest at Dorwich. I'll be there after this if we win. Drinks are on me. I've got to do Denmark. I've got to do Netherlands, Turkey. Why do England play at 5 o'clock and then there's an 8 o'clock game? Feel for Gordon and Watkins, says Naito. Yeah. It's got to be... I don't think Switzerland really have got much going forward, but here we go. Vargas. Is he still on or is it Endoi? I thought Vargas had gone off. That's terrible. He needs taking off. Someone else says, stop hating on Southgate. He's doing his best. Now can you hate your own country coach? We have equalised thanks to his subs. Saka scored, mate. Lovely goal by Saka. It's unstoppable. 2 goalies wouldn't save that. You can't save that. Can't be called freestyle football. That actually sounds cool, and Southgate won't allow that, says Jackie. 3 minutes added on. It's funny though, isn't it? Because Bellingham's now playing deeper, and I always said it's funny how Bellingham can play deep when we need to score a goal, but Southgate won't do it when it's 0-0. Because I still think our best lineup is a back 4 with Rice and Bellingham and Foden, and then Saka and Gordon, and well, not Kane, but obviously I'd pick Mainu now. But I mean pre-tournament. Can't believe all 3 quarterfinals have gone to bloody penalties. Extra time. What's the formation and system now, says Angel. Well, it should be bloody go for it. I know it's 1-1, but it should be go for it because you've got Cole Palmer, Foden. I mean, really, he's reverted back to what it was. Bellingham's playing next to Rice. Foden and Palmer behind Kane. Saka's right wing back and Ezzy's a left wing back, and Luke Shaw's a left centre back. So we've sort of reverted back, but for about 5 minutes after we scored, we were sort of playing a little bit more all-out football, but he's gone back to conservative shit now. Don't you realise the Conservatives are out of power, Southgate? Well, there might be a chance for Switzerland to whip a cross in. It's a good cross. Oh, my God, they're all queuing up. Bloody hell. Thankfully, they didn't score. We're not doing well with crosses into the box, are we? That could have been a goal. I'm just warning you. I'm going to the toilet. I'm going to the toilet as soon as this goes to extra time because I'm desperate, and I'm sure a lot of you are as well. So you'll be chatting us out amongst yourself with the stats, or you can order my new book. Also going to get another beer, but might do that a little bit into the game. I'm desperate for the toilet, and it's when you've got to go, you've got to go. Unless we can win it here. No, we're not going to win it there. He's blown. He's blown. He's blown. Right. Let me just quickly go to the toilet. Have a look at the stats. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I was all ready to come back and I'm washing my hands and it goes, I need to go. There's still a little bit more. I've never had that in my life. There was more in there. I had to get it back out again. I mean, I don't want to give you the commentary, but it was probably better than the game. But yeah, I had to. There was some more there. I've never had that before. I mean, I don't know whether that's something to be worried about. But look, very, very lucky. Very, very lucky. Lucky manager. I still think when you look at the stats that England have had 2 shots on target in 180 minutes. That is terrifying, isn't it? You can use that. Send it to Sky, send it to TalkSport, send it to the BBC. They can nick that off me. I'll give them that stat. I bet Rio and Gary haven't thought of that one. We've had 2 shots on target in 180 minutes against Slovakia and Switzerland. It's total football. It's liquid football. You know, this makes you proud to be English, doesn't it? 2 shots on target in 180 minutes. I mean, don't defend this shit to me. This is just absolute crap. Vibe football. Moments football. But it was a great goal by Saka. I mean, I can't deny that. I mean, you know, he knows where his nuts are, doesn't he, Saka? I mean, no, that's not what I meant. Like a squirrel who knows where his nuts are, Saka knew where the goal was there at the right time. Because that was unstoppable, and nobody was saving that, and the keeper didn't know he was putting it there. It was a brilliant finish, but it's lucky again, isn't it? I mean, Bellingham. Let me just say this, right? Bellingham overhead kick keeps us in the tournament in the 94th minute against Slovakia with a brilliant finish, and then Saka against Switzerland with another amazing finish out of nothing. I mean, it was an amazing finish. An amazing finish out of nothing. And that is how Southgate is still here. Because he's just got players. And I keep saying this. Like, we mustn't forget that this England team should win the Euros based on the players that it's got. Because it's got players like Foden, like Bellingham, like Palmer, like Saka, like Kane, that can just produce moments out of nothing in defiance of shit tactics. You need a prostate exam, says Ed. Why does he make subs after we're losing? Get out, says Lewis. Rub says stop slacking. No wonder the England team don't engage with the fans when they have a lot of negativity around Southgate. He's giving his 100%, 20%, says someone else. Mate, I don't give a shit about Southgate. I've said it before. I want England to win the Euros for me. Let me just make this really clear again. This is for me. I deserve this as an English person who's watched shit all my life. This is for me. I don't care about Southgate. If England win the Euros, I will not say, well done, Southgate, you're a great guy. I will be in a fountain, naked, with a bottle of scotch, getting absolutely off my face, enjoying a night that I know I'll remember for the rest of my life. At no point will I give a shit about Southgate. So, and he could be even on there going with the trophy. Hold that, Southgate. Hold that, Goldbridge, because I'm holding the trophy. And I'll be like, I don't care. I'm having my best life because England have won a trophy. You're just a facilitator. You're not part of it. This is for me. And that's how I feel about it because I just want to win. I just want to win. Southgate in the chat using his burner, says Jackie. Bobby says Goldbridge pisses in Morse code. Great stuff. Thank you. But no, as much as I say it's for me, I think it's a personal thing for everybody else as well. People don't understand that the negativity comes from the fact that you want to win. And the frustration comes from the fact that I think we should... I mean, can I just be clear here? With all due respect to Switzerland, I love Toblerone. I love it. But can I just say, we're 1-1 with Switzerland with 1 shot on target. We were 1-1 with Slovakia in 90 minutes with 1 shot on target. We were 0-0 with Slovenia. Like, this is not like, moaning is not like it's not like we're being, you know, Brazil. Oh, you've won the World Cup, but you didn't pass it 50 times before you scored a goal. Like, we've been deprived of, you know, shit. We've been fed shit, really. And also, let me just give you other stats here. Against Denmark, we had 4 shots on target to their 7. I'm just going to go through this whole tournament for you, actually. You can do the math. So Serbia, 3 shots on target in 90 minutes. Denmark, 4 shots on target. Slovenia, 4 shots on target. Slovakia, 1 shot on target. And here, 1 shot on target. We are really, really crap at creating chances. Don't talk about Gary and others. I'm tired of them, says Eric's. I mean, I just wouldn't watch mainstream. It's rubbish. I mean, I genuinely think that people need to stop obsessing about ex-players talking shit. We know they played the game, but it doesn't mean that they... If anything, I think that's a disadvantage because it's all mates rates, isn't it? They don't speak the truth. Because they've played the game, they all protect each other. People want the truth. We can handle the truth. I don't need to turn the BBC on because I guarantee you they won't have spoken about 1 shot on target in 90 minutes and 2 shots on target in 180 minutes against Switzerland and Slovakia. And they won't have spoken about the fact that Harry Kane shouldn't be on the pitch because he's just been crap all tournament. And he's just waiting for the tap-in that Watkins would score anyway and do a hell of a lot. You know, if Harry Kane scores the winner from a tap-in, they'll all be going, well, that justifies Gareth keeping him on. But it doesn't justify keeping him on because Watkins or Tony would still score the tap-in, but they'd do a hell of a lot and we probably wouldn't go to extra time. Rice with a good shot. Keeper gets a save. Kane out for Tony. Kane can't move. Had a great opportunity, says Bermuda. I'd love to listen to a Watkins Tony conversation. I'd love to... thank you very much. Thanks for all the follows on TikTok, by the way. I hate it when the 5 o'clock game goes to extra time as well, because the turnaround between the 5 o'clock game and the 8 o'clock game is just too short. We're about 10 subscribers away from 210,000, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. Thanks, everyone. Get it, won it. Don't do penalties. We don't want penalties, do we? Well, I bet there are people. You know what? I bet some of you do. I bet some of you do want penalties. You'll love it. You evil, evil gets. Don't do penalties to me. I hate penalties. I absolutely hate penalties. Funny thing is, Switzerland haven't actually played that well. I know lots of Swiss people, and they would say we haven't actually played that well. Saka should have put that out for a throw-in. What's wrong with Kane here? Oh, he got kicked on the ankle. Trent should do a Paul Scholes and retire, says 90. I guarantee you, if we got a manager in like Jurgen Klopp or Graham Potter, Trent will be straight in the team. It's just a brains thing. Like it's just intelligence. Like, unfortunately, we have got Roberto Southgate in charge. Subbing Maino off makes sense. Makes me want them to lose. They're going to look for a player to drop next game, and it's probably going to be him, says Sia. Well, I do like Palmer in that position, but I'll be pissed off if he puts Bellingham further back to accommodate that, because Bellingham hasn't wanted to play there, and Mainu's done it well. Jackie Boy says, Southgate in the dressing room. Come on, lads. It's just Tobler and FC. Let's show some positivity and try and get the second goal. And then we can defend. King, Jackie, probably actually nailed that. It's scary. Go on, Ezzy. Go on, Ezzy. Shaw should get a second yellow there. Send him off. I say. Send him off. Great footwork there. Taking some notes for the game. I've just got vibes. Any notes for the match reaction? I need your help. Saka saves Southgate is looking like the headline, unless someone else wins it. That's not Saka. And then I've just put vibes, really, which just means shit game again. I think you need a really good night's sleep before England play. Because it is like running a marathon. It's hard work. Don't let it bounce. Go on, Palmer. There we go. Saka, come on. Take him on and shoot. Give it Bellingham. Bellingham's the pass. Bellingham. Give it to Bellingham. Give it to Bellingham. Yeah, fucking hell. We should have given it to Bellingham ages ago, mate. Foden, have a shot. My fault. Go on, Saka. What are you going to do? Bellingham's the pass again. Oh, edge of the box. Shoot, Bellingham. Oh, and again, Bellingham. Oh, straight at the keeper, Sommer. The referee should have the ability to give out red cards to managers if they play boring football, says Waffle. Have you seen that Cantona interview on Lineker showing on YouTube? It was really good. Says 90, thank you. I don't watch Lineker. He can do one. Ed Woodward's best mate. Do. Something about people called Gary. Who calls that? Who you know, if you ever, don't ever call your kid Gary. Who calls their kid Gary in the modern day? Imagine that. Hello, alive at this London hospital. They've just given birth to a big baby boy. What are you going to call it? Well, we love the name Gary. We love the name Gary. He's going to be called Gary Dean Smith. We love it. It's a lovely name, Gary. Have you... Yeah, okay, right. Stop taking the piss out of Gary. Right. Mark isn't any better. It's not my real fucking name either, so swivel on it. You've had that one. You've had that one, haven't you? Swat. Anyway, Southgate reminds me of my nan. Lovely woman, but ultimately useless in a scrap at the local, says Alex Taylor. I'm glad you said scrap at the local, because I thought you were going to go somewhere else. Bloody hell, this is boring. I mean, this is a quarter-final of the Euros, and the third game has gone to bloody extra time. What went wrong? The tournament was all right. Even in the round of 16, we had some good games. What's gone wrong in the quarter-final? I can't speak. Apparently, the crab population of the UK are in a coma. They've had so much satisfaction for the last 90 minutes. They've been so excited from all the passing sideways that they've shot the load and just passed out from ecstasy. They're just so they're just spent. It's been like a 2-hour orgy. Here we go. Oh, Foden needed to go the other way there. I can't believe... I think it's disgusting how he's kept Harry Kane on, to be honest with you. And he better win this game. He better keep... I mean, we basically turned Harry Kane into our Ronaldo. Like, where he has to stay on, no matter what. I mean, imagine if we'd brought Watkins on. I mean, you must be sat there. Imagine what Tony and Watkins are thinking. I'm going to tweet it. You know what? It must be horrible to be sat there with an England shirt on, knowing you're better than the guy on the pitch for 5 games and not be brought on. This... This needs to stop. It needs to be said. It needs to be said, and I'm going to fucking say it. What we're watching today and last night is so ridiculous for the experienced football fan to consume. The experienced football fan watches Champions League football, Premier League football, and you watch coaches like Pep Guardiola, Mikel Arteta, Jurgen Klopp. You watch even Thomas Frank. Like, you watch these managers after 60 minutes taking off their better players to get fresh legs on, to try different things. And then you watch international football where you've got 24 of the best players in your country. So you're Portugal and you've got people like Neto and Jota. And you're England and you've got people like Tony and Watkins. And you watch your centre forward play shit for 120 minutes and 90 minutes and 90 minutes and 90 minutes. And he won't take him off. And there's 2 decent options on the bench. I haven't seen this type of management since my mate's dad used to manage the team and he'd keep him on. And I understood that because it was his son. But this is the England national team. England national team, and we're keeping a guy on who's playing crap, and we're not putting 2 players on who are, you know, deserve a chance. It would never happen under Pep Guardiola. It would never happen under Jurgen Klopp. it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible that this happens in international football. You're just keeping a shit player on, hoping that he gets a tap in or something, or a deflection. I haven't given Harry Kane a 6 out of 10 the whole tournament. Every single game he's been a 4 or a 5. And yet he plays. For what? I don't understand. For what, though? I like Harry Kane. He's a world-class striker, but I don't think he's fit. I genuinely don't think he's fit. It's baffling. It's absolutely baffling. And you know what? I've got to be fair. It's not unique to England. You know, I'm sure Portuguese people feel the same. Do you think it's going to penalties? Yeah, probably. Oh, Harry Kane, as if you're fucking injured, mate. We wouldn't get that lucky. I don't mean that in a way where he's badly injured, but like, you know, just to pull your hamstring or something. Harry Kane should be called the Lantern. He's not very bright and gets carried way too often, says Tig. Imagine if Martinez replaced Southgate, says Ollie. How they feel is probably how Ramos and Neves feel. You know what? They must have the patience of a saint, because when I went down to London to play in this Talk Sport tournament, they begged me to go because they were going to live stream it, and they were like, oh, can you tell everyone you're going to play? The live chat had like 20,000 people in it, and it was all, where's Goldbridge, where's Goldbridge? And then because they had like fucking all these bloody ex-players playing, and Alan Brazil was in charge, he had no concept of social media or anything like that. So he just kept putting his mates on, and I got put on for like 3 minutes, and then it was like half time, and then he changed the team. So I was just like, fuck this, what a waste of my time. I'm going down the pub, and I just walked out. And people said, oh, petulant Bridge. But at the end of the day, I was very petulant. But you know, that's I'll put my hands up. But I've got to, you know, the flip side of that coin is Ollie Watkins and Ivan Toney. I respect you so much, because I would not be able to keep my mouth shut. I would be like, come on, seriously, Gaffer. He's spent, and he's been spent all tournament. Just give me a bloody... Yeah, and I've played the game. I've been a coach, and I've been a player, and some players don't sit there. They won't sit there. They'll be going, Gaffer, get me on. Get me on. And I bet Ivan Toney's the sort of guy who's going, get me on, Gaffer, get me on. But he won't fucking do it, will he? Ivan Toney's good at penalties as well. He's got to get him on. If he doesn't bring him on... I mean, don't take Kane off now, because Kane can take penalties. But bring Ivan Toney on for the last minute for somebody who's not good at someone who's not good at penalties. Because Ivan Toney doesn't miss penalties. Well done, Ezzy. Oh, Harry Kane's in the dugout. He's in the bloody dugout. Sub him. That's a bloody... Southgate, stop helping him up. Harry Kane's in the bloody dugout. And Southgate's picking him up. It's a sign. It's a bloody sign from the gods. He's just landed in the bloody dugout. Even God's telling you to sub him, you prat. He's just gone into a 50-50 with Akanji, and he's landed in the bloody dugout. And still Southgate's picking him up and bringing him back on. Even God's telling you to take him off, you prat. Take him off! Take him off! This is out of world experience telling you to take him off. Even the gods are pissed off with you. Bloody hell! How much more of a hint do you need to fucking take him off? Oh God. I can't speak. He's literally just landed in the bloody dugout from a tackle from Akanji. Oh, Ivan Toney's on. He's off! Oh my God! Harry Kane's off! I can't believe it! I can't believe it! Akanji! We're not worthy! He's took Harry Kane off! Oh my God! I can't believe it! Southgate's a Christian. Well, I'm not into religion, but, you know, he's obviously taken the divine intervention there and gone, well, look, he's landed in there. I've got to take him off. Kane is off. We're going to win this now. Need another drink. Definitely going to use the... Check my Twitter. You know what meme I'm going to use. It's happening. Right. I think we might win now. It's trip to the dentist when the busty assistant's on leave, says Alejandro. Don't know what that means. I was hoping Keane wouldn't be fit to come to the Euros, says Short. No, I do like Harry Kane. I do like Harry Kane, but he's just not fit. Look, anybody who's old enough to remember, David Beckham was one of my heroes, and when he broke his metatarsal before the 2002 World Cup, there was pictures of his foot on the front of the paper that you were meant to rub for good luck. It was a weird time. We didn't have the internet. But, you know, and I was desperate for Beckham to go, and in hindsight, he was never fit. All right, his foot was okay, just about, but he wasn't fit. He just wasn't fit, and it was like having a David Beckham that was like 50% of himself. And I think that's always the problem. You can understand why the player wants to go, but we've got to be careful here. Well done, Kyle Walker. I think his pace is really important now because Switzerland haven't got any. Somebody's down. Palmer. Oh, so unlucky. Imagine this goes to penalties. I feel sorry for Watkins. He had a wonderful season for Villa and he's not even getting a sniff, says Nigel. Yeah, I feel like I need to just check something on Instagram here. I mean, I've never really revealed this, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ollie Watkins follows me on Instagram. There's a reason for this. I've definitely had a drink. No, he doesn't. That doesn't explain it, because Anthony Gordon used to follow me on Instagram, and I was like, I know Southgate does know who I am because I've had some shit from people close to him. And I was like, Anthony Gordon's not had a sniff. Not had a sniff. And I was like, oh, surely it's not because he follows me on Instagram. And then Watkins doesn't get a sniff either. And I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. I do like Eze, but Anthony Gordon's had an amazing season for Newcastle. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Oh my God, get it out! Switzerland nearly scoring there again from a cross. I think we'd win on penalties. I don't fancy Switzerland's penalty takers. We've got Cole Palmer, Ivan Toney, and I'm sure Bellingham, Foden would take one. I think Saka would take one. I'd really fancy us on penalties, actually. In fact, I would say on penalties, I'm %75 sure that we would win. Yeah. Thanks for all the super chats today, and thanks everyone who's given us a follow on TikTok as well. It's still 1-1 here. I mean, it'd be great to get a late winner, but it's looking like it's going to go in England's favour. Switzerland just don't look like they've got anything left. They've been very defensive, and in a penalty shootout, I think we're well set. Trent's coming on, another penalty taker. Oh, Foden's going off. Are we going defensive then? Is he playing for penalties here? See where Trent goes. I'll tell you what, from a Man United point of view, I've been keeping a strong eye on Luke Shaw. And I'm quite happy with the fact that he's looked okay. I mean, Luke Shaw is a... I think he looks all right to me. No, England is cooked. Shut up. You haven't got a bloody clue. We've got Ivan Toney and Cole Palmer. That's 2 definites. We've got Trent, dead set piece specialist. That's 3. We've got Saka. That's 4. And Jude Bellingham will score just on vibes. 5. I think we score all 5 of ours. Who's Switzerland got who's going to definitely score a penalty? They've took most of their attackers off. It's been a tremendous effort by Switzerland. But oh my God. Corner. I would have claimed that if they'd scored. I would have took the responsibility of Switzerland scoring on my shoulders for the whole nation. That was completely on me. They nearly had a one-on-one. Southgate would put Stevie Wonder at left back. Why are we seeing a slow-mo of a block? Is that how crap this game's been that that's going to be on the highlights reel? Isn't he a top 3 penalty taker on the team, says Natalate. I don't know. If Tony misses a penalty, you owe Kane an apology. Mate, do you know anything about Ivan Toney? I don't think he's missed a penalty in his life, Ricky. Sum says, why don't people talk about the... What the fuck happened there? Nearly scored from a corner. Luke Shaw with the foul. I'm going to grab a drink. Do. What song's that? It's in the kitchen. You put your hands up and you make me want it. Na, 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 put a pedestal and put me on it. Na, 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 da, 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 oh, and I was there just dancing with it. I don't know the song. You put your candle up and make me want. What's the song? Come on. Na, 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 na. Dying, trying. All you gotta do is you get me in the chain reaction. That's it, Charlie. He knows. Well done. 3 points. How are you so optimistic? Oh, mate, I all week have said that we're going to beat Switzerland. We're not fucking leaving this tournament. The party goes on. Could win it in normal time here. Not with a ball like that. I've never been so confident going into penalties, actually. We've got some really good penalty takers on the pitch. Oh, bloody hell. They nearly scored. Switzerland are pushing here. Oh, bloody hell. 50-50 possession. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Penalty shootout. We got this. We got this. Boom, but boom, but boom, but boom. Bam, Well, we're definitely not scoring a goal here, are we? We're not bloody attacking. You can't score if you're not attacking. 29 minutes and 15 seconds. Go on, Pickford, blast it. Go on, you love it. Boom, shakalak. Big kick. Flick it on. No. Bet the ref wants penalties. He's going to blow. Oh, he's adding a minute on. We've got time here. Let's win it. Come on. Saka. Overlap, overlap. Eze, give it to Shaw. Nah. Walker. Trent. Flip. Go on. Walker. Cut it. Back. No. Who's man of the match, says Brandon? Saka for me. Stones goes long. Tony goes down. Not going to give a penalty for that. Imagine if he did. That's it. Penalties. Penalty shootout. You know what? I have never, ever felt like this. I remember doing Colombia in the World Cup. I nearly said the Euros. That would not have worked. That would have been a clip. I remember doing Colombia on penalties. I have a GIF of that. It's the one where I'm like, come on, come on. Like, all my life on penalties, England has been a bloody disaster. And I understand all of you England fans who are shitting it here. I've got loads of experience. Germany, Italia 90, Germany, Euro 96, Argentina 98, Portugal 2004, Portugal 2006, Italy 2012. I've seen it all my life, and every penalty shootout, I've absolutely shit myself. Italy, 2000 and whatever it was. I'm telling you now, I've never been so confident in a penalty shootout. Because by luck or by design, we've actually ended up with penalty takers who are cold. Palmer, Tony, Trent, Saka, Bellingham. I fancy them all to score. And people will say, oh, you're jinxing it and this, that and the other. I'm English. I'm normally shitting myself. I'm normally shitting myself. But these guys don't, like, Tony won't miss. Palmer won't miss. So you've got 2 penalties in the bag. And I look at that Switzerland team and I think they're going to shit themselves. I think they're going to melt like their Toblerone chocolate in the sun. I think they are going to bottle it. And I think we've got the right players to win this. So, you know, remember what I said. Remember what I said. I would never normally be like this. And most of you will have seen me on previous watch-alongs absolutely crapping myself. But I'm so confident on this. I really do think that the penalty takers we've got. And look at the crowd. They look excited as well. I mean, presuming it's the 5, I think, it should be Tony, Palmer, Saka, Trent and Bellingham. That's the 5. Tony should start in the semis. He should start in the semi-final. Goldbridge man of the match. Come on, England, says Howder. Pickford masterclass loading, says you. Well, we've not even spoke about the goalkeepers, have we? In fairness, we haven't spoken about the goalkeepers. Thanks for all the follows on TikTok, by the way. And please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner on YouTube. Make sure if you subscribe to hit the share button. Let's see how many people we can get watching for England winning this penalty shootout. Oh, some of you are going to be so panicky. And I'm telling you now, it's going to be fine. I've never felt so relaxed in a penalty shootout. And people will say, oh, he's just acting. You don't know me. I would not normally be like this at all. I just really, really think that we've got so many people I don't even know anything about Sommer. I mean, is Sommer good at saving penalties? He could be a load of shit for all I know. Pickford's made big saves. Pickford saved from Jorginho in the final before. So, yeah, let's bring it on. Are you still doing the Dutch game? I am. I've got to do a match reaction to this first. So I won't be live straight away for the start of that game. I've got to be honest, because this won't finish for about another 5 minutes. Then I've got to do an England match reaction, but I will be live for the Dutch game. We'll just miss the start. Cole Palmer. I mean, God, this guy don't miss. Surely he doesn't miss. One of my mates has just messaged me saying, come on, Switzerland. Cole Palmer, here we go. First penalty. I told you. It's easy for him. There's something about him. He just doesn't miss. He just doesn't miss. I mean, he even sent the keeper the wrong way. Oh my God. I mean, they've got Akanji. Akanji's taking their first penalty. He's a bloody centre-back. Poor old Switzerland, they haven't even got people to take them. We've got some of the best penalty takers in the Premier League. They're using the bloody centre-back. Golden Sloth says, I was confident with Portugal's. Yeah, but there's a difference between confidence and knowing. Like, I know some of these players will not miss for England, whereas Switzerland look like they're shitting themselves. Missed. Told you. This is easy. I deserve a bloody medal. I said we'd beat Switzerland, and I said we were going to win on penalties. I've never been so calm in my life. I want receipts for this. I said we were going to win on penalties. Piece of piss. Easy. They're shitting themselves and we've got specialists. Bellingham, told you. Here we go. That was a crap penalty by Akanji as well. Road to Dawn says, I said the same thing as a French person in 2021. I very rarely go all in and say this is going to happen. But I've said all week we'd beat Switzerland. And soon I've said we've got proper penalty takers. Bellingham is probably the weakest of the five, and I still think he'll score. Yeah. Easy. They're in trouble, Switzerland. They're in massive trouble. He's miles off his line. Sommer there as well. Miles off his line. Savage says, semi-finals, here we come. It's not, you know what? For a penalty shootout, it's not, it's weird. I don't know. It's so weird. It's so weird. I've never felt like this in an England penalty shootout in my life. Never. I've never felt so confident. It's so weird. Like, you wouldn't, even if, you wouldn't normally feel like this, but I looked at what Switzerland have got. They've two centre-backs stepping up to take penalties. I mean, Shah scores, good penalty, but that says everything to me. We've got specialists and their first two penalty takers are centre-backs. Get Tony up now. Just got to keep scoring. Like, get Tony up. Saka. He'll be all right. He'll be all right. My man of the match. He'll be all right. Hey, look, you haven't seen my match reaction. If England win this, don't you worry. My match reaction is tearing into that Pratt in charge. Don't worry about that. He is jam on toast. He is lucky. Very, very lucky. Like, we've scammed our way to this semi-final, but don't take it away from the players. Saka, We're going to score all... We might not need to score all 5. 3 out of 3. Easy work. Easy. What do we need then? We just need them to... Well, Shaqiri might score, to be fair. Excuse me. I got gas. What's going on with this? 4-2 shit. It's not 4-2. It's 3-1. We've scored 3. They've scored 1. If he misses this and we score the next one, it's over. Oh, I thought we'd save that. Shaqiri scores. I thought he'd save that. I thought Pickford had saved that. He went the right way. How close was he to this? Nah, it's a good penalty. Get credit where it's due. That's a good penalty, that is. Make sure you subscribe. Oh, here we go. This is a goal. Ivan Toney. This is a goal. No problem. This guy don't miss. Perfect time to bring him in as well. 4th or 5th penalty. 5th penalty, you might not need to take it. 4th penalty, probably just wins us the game. Good penalty. Keeper goes the right way. He is just... I tell you what, I should be England manager. It's too easy. He don't miss. Palmer didn't miss. Toney didn't miss. Bellingham didn't miss. Saka didn't miss. The amount of you in the chat who were going, I hope he misses so Goldbridge looks a twat. I told you, I've played the game. I've watched the game. I know the game. Look how... this 25's missing. He's shitting himself. Somebody get a pair of Pampers. He is... I feel for the lad. He is terrified. He's absolutely terrified. He's missing. I'm sorry. I don't like to be calling out somebody. Look, he don't want to take it. He don't want to take it. He's not even taking a run up. This is a miss every day of the week. Watch. Saves it. Oh, he's gone down the middle. Trent. Trent must be last. Good penalty. Went straight down the middle. Trent last then. Absolutely misused by this prat of a manager. And he's the guy who's going to put us through now. Yeah, Trent last. He ain't going to miss. He's going to smack the shit out of this into the left top corner. That way. Set piece specialist. Top corner. See you on Wednesday. I called all 5 and they will all score. Completely, well, I hope I'm right, but I completely am right about this. He won't get near this because he's going to go top corner. So, oh, I fucking told you. I told you, didn't I? I told you where he's going to put it as well. You can't save that. 5 out of 5. Come on. Come on. You've got to say, you need me. You need to be watching these watch-alongs. Forget fucking BBC. I called the 5 penalty takers. I told you they'd all score, and I told you where Trent was going to put it. Sets piece specialist. Absolutely brilliant. And he doesn't even get picked by that knobhead who coaches us. Absolutely spot on. Spot on. It's not psychic. It's knowledge. It's knowledge. Those players are not going to miss penalties, and he is not going to miss that penalty. The sad thing is, all those people who've got Southgate out of jail, they ain't going to play in the next game. He won't pick them. Yeah. Anyway, I've got to move quick because I need to be live for the Dutch game as well, and I've still got to do my match reaction. But absolute legends today. Don't forget to give us a follow on TikTok on your way out. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. We're live for Denmark against... the Netherlands against Turkey. I've got my match reaction to record as well. Very, very lucky. Southgate shit. Completely and utterly shit. But we were never not going to win that on penalties. I'll see you all in a bit. Thanks for watching.